よし室内でも OK ブルーマークの怪獣バッテンが
今新たな興奮が始まる。よみがえる熱きヒーローたち。超リアルな造形で完全再現。バンダイウルトラ怪獣シリーズ新登場。
ホームシアターチャンネルワンワンは年間500本以上の映画をノーカットで放送。さらにスポーツ、音楽などのスペシャルプログラムもますます。
只見の方お断り。ワンワンを見るならフリーダイヤル3。
Destroy all monsters. Massive armies versus mad monsters for possession of planet Earth. Destroy all monsters.
Today on Collect All Monsters, new year, new cues! That's right, we're answering viewer questions today, and we're showcasing our favorite grabs from last year. It all starts now! Ikimashou! Why, hello, and welcome to the very first episode of 2026 of Collect All Monsters. Welcome to a new show, a new year of kaiju collectibles and movie talk and all sorts of crazy stuff. Of course, Kyle, I'm here with my other co-hosts, and you may be noticing there's a member missing, and that's because we have lost a member of the co-hosts. Unfortunately, we're just going to go ahead and start this off with a little bit of bummer, and then we'll bring it back up in a second. John Ruffin is no longer with the show, only because he felt like he didn't have enough time to help contribute to the episodes. We absolutely always will welcome him back because we love John so much, and he brought this like incredible I guess a gravitas to the show, honestly, in a way that I guess the rest of us are a little too like hokey to do. So instead of trying to
we love you, John.
Okay, yes, we do love John. That's so I guess the applause there is for John.
It's for John,
not for the loss of John. He will be missed, and we absolutely, anytime John wants to come back on, we definitely want to have him back on. But he, like I said, he felt like he couldn't commit his time to Collect All Monsters, and we respect that. And we absolutely, oh yes, okay, so that was just forever, so everyone knows that was a standing ovation for John. So there's no confusion. Anyway, yes, John is amazing. Shout out to John Ruffin for 5 years of doing the show with us, and he like his he's my fellow book fiend, and he and I'm sure are going to have to get together again for some supplementals in the future. But instead of replacing John as a co-host, what we have decided to do is just sort of keep the core four here. And throughout the rest of the year, what we're going to try and do is have through February on, that empty slot, we're going to ask collectors to step on and join us for each episode of the new year after this one. And so for that, we will be posting. I know I've been posting a lot of forums and a lot of like, stuff like, for example, just because I'm talking about it, we have our viewer survey right now.
Yes.
which if you haven't filled that out, we got 26 people here. I think 27 people have filled it out. So all 26 of you have probably already filled this out. But if you haven't, that little QR code down there, you can actually hit that with your phone. You can even take a screenshot of it now and go to it later and fill out the survey. We really want to get some information from you guys, your thoughts on how the show is going and how the show can continue in the future, especially without John. So, and then we also put out the Q&A survey, which is over now because this is the Q&A episode. So we're no longer taking questions for that.
Here we are.
So we will have another form coming out in the near future where you can sign up to be part of Collect All Monsters throughout the year. And just as an easy way for us to call the information and figure out who wants to be on the show. And because Kamagon is down there saying it right now, if you have not already hit the like button on this video, go for it. If you're not already following us or subscribed, go do that too, because we're already 27 strong this episode on YouTube and on Facebook as well. And we are... here's how this episode is going to go, basically. So this episode is... our Showa Tell is essentially our top 3 acquisitions of 2025. Plus, each of us has one item to show off for the new year, for January, already 26. So I'm stoked to see what everybody shows off, what they've gotten, or what they're showing off their one item for 26 so far. And then after we do that, we will go into our news, Kaiju Collectible News. After Kaiju Collectible News, an intermission. And when we come back, it's Q&A time. We got 7 video submissions, 5 regular text questions. It's going to be a heck of a segment, people.
Good stuff.
So,
good questions, guys.
Very good.
Helmy's saying just one item. Just one item? Yes, Helmy, just one item, but that's following our top 3 of this is basically our essential Showa Tell of, figure of the year, kind of figures of the year. So
hard.
It was difficult, really difficult to pick just 3 things. If you have followed our journey along for the past year, you'll see some familiar faces, I'm sure. But I think even some of the things we're going to show off today haven't made it on screen before. So let's go ahead and kick things over to Mr. Leslie Chambers, and we will start our Showa Tell segment like that. Boom.
All right. We made it through 2025, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in 2026, a brand new year. And yes, it's going to hit different without John being here to grace us with his awesome presence, But again, we all brought something different to the show that made us unique for the past 5 years. Kyle brought his leadership and his diplomacy. David brought his witty passion. Jonathan Portman brought his musical expertise. I brought the hard questions and unpredictability.
And who else?
And because I don't know what she has brought, ladies and gentlemen.
Christine brought the alcohol.
I'm still trying to figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, God Almighty. But anyways, like I was saying, we're gonna miss John. We love him. He will always have a presence here on Collect All Monsters, even though he may not be here physically. And I promise you have not seen the last of John on Collect All Monsters. I have a certain stream going down next month in February, so I'm sure you may see him there. But yeah, 2026. I think this is the year we're gonna be eating good, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of great anniversaries. Rodan, Ultraman, Gargantuous, Damagen, Legion, Death Gador, Ebera, Ultra Q. Lots of great stuff to talk about, not to mention Minus Zero was going down, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. Can't forget about Monarch season 2 Legacy of Monsters, even though I know only 2 people like that show on this show, because we ain't worried about the Monsterverse haters on this show. But damn it, I love it because it's the Kong show. So I can't wait to see it come next month. But again, we have lots to look forward to.
Ooh, there we go.
It's a very
Different
Thank you,
Kong.
Kong.
Right on cue.
Thank you, Kong. But yeah, lots to look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. So let you sit back and relax and enjoy the ride because we have a lot to look forward to. But before we go into 2026, let's talk about what our top 3 favorite acquisitions of 2025. And of course, we all gonna have different answers. Even though I think what I'm about to pick are like the biggest that you're gonna see. There's no question about that. And Kyle, I already sent you the pictures. So
You did. Let me see here. I'm gonna try and yeah. That's what I want right there. Okay.
God, I didn't buy that.
What? You can't have all this.
I would have sent that one back. Like,
Return to sender.
all right, let's go with number 1. And this is my top favorite figure acquisition of 2025. That is the Black Dragon 40 centimeter resin model kit of Mega Garrus. There's no secret.
Was that the one that was at G-Fest on display?
Yeah, that was the one that Marcellus built and painted.
Oh,
I ended up buying it from him. That was my top favorite figure acquisition of 2023. You already know I love Mega Garrus. 2025, excuse me. I love that movie. I unapologetically love Godzilla vs. Mega Garrus, just like David and a lot of other people. It is not the worst film in the Millennium series, contrary to popular belief.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to have this in my collection. This was my top grail that I wanted to have in my collection. So I'm glad that I was able to snag it. Thank you to Doc Mac and Marcel for making that happen. So let's go with number 2, which we're going to the Heisei period with this one. Yeah. Want to give you a shout out and thank you to my beautiful wife, Sandra. She hooked me up with this on Christmas. So I got this the last few days of the year 2025. Now, mind you, she already got one, right? And she got one over the summer. And she had it in our bedroom. And every day I'm looking at that thing, talking about, oh, I want it. I want it so bad, But I already had the giant kit that Kyle lugged, all day at Wonderfest a few years ago. So I was fine with that. But every morning I wake up and see him looking back at me, saying, you want me. You want me. And I was talking to Sandra about it, and then all of a sudden she popped up with it on Christmas Day. So that's why I have the best wife in the world, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that's my second favorite acquisition of 2025. The Spiral Studios Legacy series of the 1984 Godzilla.
Nice choice.
And this last one, again, I make no apologies for this, but again, this was my top figure release acquisitions I did get in the year 2025. And we're going to stay with Spiral Studios into Legacy series. The 1998 Godzilla. I'm not calling it Zilla. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. They call him Godzilla in the movie. That's what the DVD is called. So I'm not going to do what Toho says. This, to me, is the 98 Godzilla. And this is my third favorite figure acquisition of the year of 2025. And you know what? Yes, I know there's a lot of disappointment with this film, even to this day. But I'm starting to see more people come around on this film and be more vocal about the fact that they were fans of this Godzilla. Either they got their start as a fan, or if they just enjoyed the movie itself, despite it being a poor depiction of Godzilla. So it's nice to see that. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you got your start as a fan, if you actually like the 98 Godzilla, don't be afraid to admit that in public. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, this is a great statue. In my opinion, the ultimate 98 Godzilla collectible of himself. And those are my top 3 favorite figure acquisition of 2025. Now, before we kick it over to David, something that we got early this year, so far. And I got to admit, I didn't get nothing. But I do have something to show because I didn't get nothing. But my wife got something, and she is doing a major flex, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle, blow me up. Please blow me up. Blow me up, please. Oh, my God.
Showing up.
Major flex. And I'm starting to believe, ladies and gentlemen, but she got herself the frog tray.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, God. Oh, wait a minute. Another major flex.
Double dipper. That's awesome.
Wow. Flexing both arms, huh?
Yeah,
Man, it is so funny to see Leslie showing off Sofubi, even though it's his wife's, and laughing maniacally as well.
And I can't own
everybody.
this. I can't own this. Sandra, if you're watching, don't put me on the couch tonight. I'm sorry, sweetie,
Wow.
but still, I'm happy for
Wait.
you because
It's
I'm
beautiful,
happy for you because she got the tracking number. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Frank B for helping us out with
Frank's
this.
awesome.
And it's like every day she's like, where is it? 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 And this morning she had to go do some things, and I was here at the house. And I said, babe, I got to go out and do some things. She was like, no, you're gonna stay here until that box show up. That's what you gonna do. I was like, yes, ma'am. And so that box showed up, and she opened it. And again, I'm happy for my queen that she got the frog tree. And I'm sure that's not the last you're going to see of these awesome frog trees on this show. But that's it. That's it. But again, thank you, Frank. We love you. Thank you so much for making my queen happy and myself happy. Really do appreciate it. So that is it. But what I got, that was my top favorites in 2025. Now let's kick it over to my main man down in Southern California, the one and the only awesome David Arab.co. What's going on, man?
Hey, Leslie, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. I just want to say a few words about John Ruffin before I get started. John and I are about the same age, and we grew up on the same coast. So we have a lot of things in common, how we came into this fandom. It's almost like identical. And I'm going to miss, him talking about his, nostalgic things that he used to do on the East Coast, Philadelphia, New York. And again, he just added so much to the show, and he will be definitely missed by me and by everybody else, I'm sure. So, and I don't want to personally thank him for being on for the whole 5 years. I think that's a nice long run, and we were lucky to have him for that amount of time. So, John, good luck, and I can't wait to see you back here. Special guest appearances, and I want to do a couple supplementals with John Ruffin too. So we've been talking about it for a long time, but I think now is the time to pull the trigger. So thanks, John, and you will be definitely be missed. But the bright side is one of you guys, maybe one of you guys who are watching right now, will be in one of these boxes in February. So, and it's not just going to be for a segment; you're going to be on for the whole damn show. So you better start figuring out, how to get through these segments and start boning up on some back episodes. So we're really looking forward to getting to know you guys better, and I think that's long overdue as well. So anyway, all right. So unlike Leslie, I'm not going to put them in any specific order because I like them all equally, if you can believe that. So Kyle, why don't you start with one of the images, please? See what we start with.
All right, let's see. Oh,
okay. Oh, big surprise! The Yukio E frog tree. I was sort of hooked on this from when Kyle first showed off his a while back, and then I know Jonathan has one too. And I just, when I saw it in person, right before I came to Japan, I stayed at James Hartman's house, and James Hartman is still collecting on the slide. Like, he's still in the game. He's not really, front and center on social media, but he's still in the game. And I think he's got 3 of them, including this green one. And I kind of fell in love with it. That was one of my goals, to find one in Japan when I was there. And with the help of Frank, who Leslie just mentioned, who's an awesome guy. There he is.
Aww.
In the Gracery Hotel. And he and I snuck out to Ikebukuro to grab that figure. And right now, I don't have it with me because it's getting custom painted right now. So I can't show that off.
What?
So that's kind of going to be an exciting reveal for me. But yeah, that's the actual shop. I can't remember. It's
T-Base.
T-Base. There it is. Nice and easy. Yeah, that's what it looks like inside of the shop. But I'm so stoked and lucky to have one. And thank you again for the assist, and look forward to seeing it, my custom piece, when it's done. So, all right. Next up is the beautiful 28 centimeter resin KOC by the prolific sculptor and artist Akira Ibaraki. I still think this is, and here I'm going to say it, first time in 2026, my quintessential design for -1. I absolutely love this. It's a little bit stylized, you might think. The head's a little bit bigger, and he's a little bit slimmed down, but I absolutely love the proportions of this kit. and I really had a lot of fun building and painting this, and I'm very proud of this one. Like I
Beautiful.
rarely say that I'm really proud of a piece that I've done. This is one that I can actually say I'm really proud of this kit. And if anybody wants me to do one of these, I can do this because this is a KOC. I can build it, paint it, disassemble it, put it back, and ship it. So I will be willing to do this for you. If anybody out there wants one, there you can see that's the way that it comes, and
Wow.
I just had a really good time. And it's a little bit smaller. It's 28 centimeters, so it was kind of like a walk in the park. So I really love it. And yeah, all right. So I think for number 3, not necessarily in that order, I'm going to choose something that I absolutely love.
Oh,
This
so
is
cute.
Strange Gallery, put out by Graveyard Gallery. This is the 1964 Godzilla, of course. And I love everything about this figure. I love the posability. I love the color spray.
Mhm.
I love the size. It's a great size. And I love the little accessory. Comes with a little Mothra who can actually fit into his hands, or you can put it, he fits on the back of his tail too. So I absolutely love this. And I think he's going to come up again in one of the questions because I love what this company is doing. And I would love to see more Godzillas in this format and this size. So, and I mean, not super cheap, but I wouldn't say it was like astronomical either. It's kind of like that middle ground that I still feel comfortable pulling the trigger on these kind of things. So
Now,
I
where
love
did you
it.
get that? Because you didn't pre-order
I
it.
didn't. You know that I
Yeah.
missed the boat, and Jordan Chin, one of our good friends of the show, was selling one, and he sold it to me
Nice.
for essentially what he paid for it, which is I really appreciate that. So
Nice.
Graveyard Gallery, 1964 Godzilla, and so I did a little bit of everything. I did a Sofubi model kit and another Sofubi, whatever, and then so we're showing off one thing that we got in the new year, and I'm going to show you right now. The Creature Bizarre Mechanicon from King Kong Escapes that Christine still hasn't seen. And
this year will be the year.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Christ.
I'm not holding my breath. So I'm definitely in love with Mechanicon. I always have. I love like sort of the mid-century steampunk look that he has, and sorely lacking representation in the collectible world. And I love it. It's great. The proportions are pretty great, and it actually comes in a different color spray that I actually love that I didn't see when I pulled the trigger on this one. But I like them both equally as much. So Creature Bizarre is just knocking them out of the park lately.
Oh yeah.
And they're actually pretty price points, pretty middle of the road, and they're easy to get. They're not really impossible to get. So I absolutely love it. Mechanicon, and they're still available if you're interested on their website. If you want to pick one up. So Mechanicon is my first acquisition for 2026.
Nice.
And having said that, I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Chapin, and let's see what you chose as your top 3.
Oh man, so
2025.
this is hard. But I do want to say that we definitely are gonna miss John a lot. I mean, he always had us cracking up, and his knowledge was just insane. I loved hearing about his trips to Japan and the way that he would find like the film sites or movie site scenes or whatever. I loved that. And just like all the hundreds of thousands of things he
Never-ending box days.
Yeah. And it's always some like unique random thing, like so many things I've never heard of or seen before. He's got everything. So we definitely miss you, John. Can't wait to see you back on the show throughout the year when you come in as a guest. All right, so my top 3 of 2025 definitely was really hard to pick. 2025 was just like bringing out all kinds of amazing things. So I'm going to do this in a random order. One thing that really stings out to me is the Famamian -1. I actually got 2 of them because I just love this skull. I mean, look at these guys. They're huge. I love the pink colorway. One's got a closed mouth. The other one's got an open mouth. And they're just big, chunky. One thing I've noticed lately is how much bigger Sofubi has been getting lately. Like they're not like the 8-9 inches anymore. We're getting these big old guys now. So big old shelf hogs. But I mean, just I love the -1 design. Can't wait to see -0. So I definitely had to get those. And then continuing on with the -1 love because I just love the design so much.
Me too.
This I absolutely
Greg,
one of my top.
right? Yeah.
This, yeah. So this is the Blackheart Studios -1 Godzilla bust, and I had this painted by our awesome friend Greg Betters, and just look at how he did these spines,
Talented
the
dude.
face, the teeth. Oh, so this is the wall hanger. I think they still have them on their Blackheart Studios website, but look at this big old guy. He's awesome. Definitely love these. And you know what? I kind of want to get more busts because these are fun. They're fun to hang up on your. I mean, who needs deer heads where you can hang all these guys up? And my last
Kaiju taxidermy.
I was gonna say those exact words, Kyle. Oh my god, I was just gonna say that.
I need a Violante now and like a King Ghidorah, Titanosaurus. All right, my last item. Oh man, and this is a stunner. The frog tree.
Oh, that one. Oh my god.
Space Godzilla. Oh, so this, let me tell you guys.
Shoot.
Well, I stuffed it with holographic cellophane, which gives it a total. I mean, this looks.
Oh,
totally
it didn't come
different.
that way? It didn't come that way?
No. So without the cellophane in it, the cellophane really highlights like the pinks and the blues in here, but it's like it's a much darker color. It's purple translucent, and there is some pink on here, but it looks totally different.
Wow.
It looks a lot more brighter.
Holy
but
crap!
man,
She really shoved it in there.
oh yeah. I ripped all his appendages off. I took all his legs off and his arms and and shoved everything up in there. But this thing, man, and I think I mentioned it in my post, but one thing I really like about it is different. You see his dorsal plates here.
Oh, beautiful.
It's not like in the movie where he has like the Godzilla. Well, I mean, it kind of sort of is. So it's like, it reminds me of his flying form, because when he's flying, it's all floating jagged crystals, and we've never seen that. I mean, except for model kit form, but in like a Sofubi or a figure with the spikes versus the like Godzilla like dorsal plates.
You know what's weird about that, Christine?
Yeah.
It's weird because the dorsal plates are solid and the figure is clear. Usually it's the other way around, right?
Oh no, these are clear. It's just really dark.
I can't really
purple.
see. Oh, so it is clear. Okay, I thought that was
yeah, it's
maybe
clear, but it's like
the opposite
so
thing.
without the cellophane in it, the whole figure is kind of like this dark.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Color.
Okay.
But oh man, this is definitely probably like the number one.
Pose is great,
I
too.
love, man, the frog tree stuff is just nuts.
They're killing it.
And my first items from 2026. Okay, this is great timing too, because hold on. Let me grab all these little cutie patooties here. Hold on a second. Look at these super cute Valentine's Day Super 7 figures. Oh, they're so cute. Look at little Mothra.
Oh, the Mothra's great.
And then there's this special Mothra that has a little card on her. Little heart eyes. Little pink Hedora.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Those are great.
Like, yeah, I need all these little cutie patooties. I love plushies, and you know what? The more plushies, the better.
You didn't pay for them, did you? You didn't pay for them, did you? Of course you didn't.
I actually have to go to Walmart because there's a Godzilla with a card with heart eyes, and I want that one, so I have to go buy that one. So that one's at Walmart. These ones are on the Super 7 website, but the pink Godzilla with the heart's eyes in the card is only at Walmart. So I'm gonna head over there. I mean, I can order online, but I like to try and find it in the store too because that's fun. So I need that one because I want all of them. So, but yeah, so that is my top 3 for 2025 and all that good stuff. So Kyle, what do you got for your top picks here?
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I think what's sort of echoes in my head throughout this whole segment here, it's funny to me because every single one of us, even Jonathan Portman producing, every single one of us has a Frog Tree Ukiyo-e Godzilla 95. I mean, I think I said this. I know I've said this before, and you probably sick of seeing this guy, viewers.
No, they're not. They love it.
It's gorgeous.
This was announced, surprise announced, I guess I should say, because it was on display at Godzilla Day 2024. So in November is when I saw this not even last year, the year before, is when I saw this on display, and I was like, when is this hitting? Because it looks so cool. And I remember seeing both versions, and honestly, the green one to me is just because it's so different from something that was on screen. I love it so much. So we don't literally do figure of the year. We've done it a couple times, I think, maybe, but this to me
got my vote.
Has such an impact that I couldn't
across the
not
board.
pick it.
I mean, clearly across the board. Right?
And there's one more coming out. I don't know if it's for Wonder Festival or for something else.
Oh,
but
that multicolored.
Multicolored one too. Yeah.
That one's so beautiful.
Yes.
This is the big one.
So I mean,
it's coming out with better colors. Oh my god.
I think I really can't wait to see David's when it gets finished, because that's going to be pretty dope looking. Pretty awesome looking.
Can you say who's
what's that, Varan? Yes, you're going to have a friend soon.
I'm not going to say, Christine, but what I will say is my direction was sort of like, do your own thing. However, I would like it kind of like Kyle's Varan, a little bit like a statue, to make it look a little bit like a patinaed statue, because I see that as a Japanese like statue piece, and I know that it's going to be amazing when I see it. So I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to show you guys.
Nice.
Right on. Well, let me go. Take you guys to outer space with number 2, because Octeel's UFO Godzilla.
Peak one. That's my favorite colorway.
Big fan of Octeel. Got his lucky spine right here on my microphone. Good friend of the show. He did our Kamigons that Leslie and David are sporting right now. And they've put out like 5-6 different variations of this, and they're all really gorgeous. So I love this one the most out of all of them, but I'm sure that Mondo's going to keep putting them out, and I'm going to eventually have to get another one sometime. But yes, the fact that Godzilla's
King Ghidorah.
I think that one looks really cool too. But the Godzilla, like, he looks so good.
Yeah.
Like, so
it's a
they
perfect
just
thing. Yeah.
It's out of this world, guys. And so
it is.
Still no Rodan though. That sucks.
Well, hey, there's always the future.
Actually,
the unknown.
Did I show off I did show off the little plushes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So, hanging from my ceiling up here. Do you guys see those guys? Right there.
Oh my god.
And right there. Those are like little plush versions of Rodan and Godzilla being carried away by the UFOs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Those are cool. What's that?
Are those in the Gashapon machines?
They, I think, are in the crane machines, but I bought them on Mercari because I didn't find them out in the world yet. So, that said, those are not part of my top gets of 2025. The last one is a little more in the realistic sense, but also a remix.
Oh.
Kaiju remix Django.
He was on my list too.
This guy is so cool.
Absolutely amazing.
Originally sculpted by Sagata Kick, and I don't even think I showed this off on the show when we when he got him. But Sagata Kick actually saw right over my shoulder here. Boop, boop, boop. That's Paul Komoda's Kaiju remix Bemler, and he saw Bemler is made, or sorry, Django is made from the Bemler suit in 1966. So Sagata Kick saw Paul Komoda's Bemler and said, what if Gango was also in that series? And that's what he did. And he originally released it as a kit in 2023,
Very expensive kit.
I think.
Yeah.
And so when Kaiju Remix, or when Acro got a hold of this for their Kaiju Remix series, I was like, it is a no-brainer for me. This thing is gorgeous. I love it so much. So that is my third
Nice
item.
choice.
Awesome.
For my top threes for 2025, which
Choice.
I think,
Good
thankfully, I got a little less stuff in 2025 than I did in 2024. But then I did get one more item. Actually, I've got a few things since the new year started. But the very first thing that came in, is something I really want to show off real bad, and that is a space alien from Peter Santamaria, Attack Peter's Takoro.
Wow.
He
Excellent.
sent this to me as a thank you for helping him get some Japanese exclusive figures.
Oh,
So
okay.
That's amazing.
Nice.
I think this guy's amazing, and
So cool.
I saw pictures of him obviously when I was getting pre-produced and then made into the figure. He is awesome. I love Peter's style, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And it just really lends itself very well, I think, to a physical form, which I think when he first started doing stuff, I was like, how is that going to work? But now with
It
this
works
and two
so
Godzilla
good.
figures and the Mecha Godzilla figure, and I think they've got even more things coming out, like, it's amazing. So well done, Peter. Thank you very much, of course, Mr. Attack Peter, for the Takoro. And that's going to do it for my Showa and Tell.
Excellent.
And yeah, that's how we do it right now. And I think what we'll do
That's how we do.
is let's go ahead and
That's how we do.
yeah, that's true. That's true,
Ooh,
Christine.
that's cringe.
Let's
like,
check in with the chat room, because I think it's time
What's going
for
on,
us to
guys?
see who's watching. We got 27 people watching live right now. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out.
Better than the game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's a sports
Go
game right
49ers,
now.
though.
Anyway. So Leslie and Jonathan, are you good to kick us off and read off some
I'm trying to get
people
there.
who are watching here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. I don't know what she's drinking, but she got something in that cup.
Cranberry juice.
Okay. All right. Again, thank you everybody for being here. 27 people watching. At the most I saw was like maybe 35, 34. So we are getting up there in the numbers. All right, here we go. Nathaniel Plummer, Michael 84, Godzilla, Larry Latham, Noah Bearden, Helmy. What's going on, Helmy? Ray 2 D2. Of course, GMK Lover, that's Sandra, or should I call her Miss Frog?
Sandra?
Miss Frogtree.
Miss Frogtree.
Miss Frogtree.
What she is at this point. Of course, Kaiju Battle, Johnny
What's up,
K,
Michael.
Toku Tim,
Hey.
Chuck Murdick.
Hey, what's up, Chuck?
Chuck.
Of course, Frank. What's going on? My plug. My plug in Japan.
What
What's
up,
going on,
dude?
Frank?
Hey, Frank is actually watching from, I think, Hokkaido right now. So he's
Hokkaido.
tuning in from
Oh.
afar.
Hokkaido.
Is it cold
Wow.
up there? Cold up in there?
I can't not do that. Yeah, you know.
Let's see who
He's
else.
no longer a boy. Okay.
He's no longer a boy, right?
Yeah. Let's see who else. Let's see. Robert Dwyer, what's going on?
Hey, Robert.
The Kaiju Fanatic, Fanciest of Cats, the Kaiju Kingdom podcast. Let's see.
Nice.
Who else? Yep. Still the same people. Oh,
Watching
Alex
you.
Sawyer's here. What's going on,
Alex.
Alex?
Hi,
Hey.
Alex.
Thank you for that hard ass question we're going to be talking about
Yeah.
later on.
Alex.
Provocative question from Alex Sawyer up in here, right?
You ain't lying. Let's
That's
see
how
who
we
else.
do it. That's how we do it.
Yeah, Casey Ewing
Tough
won.
questions.
Let's see, still the same people. Helmy, Miss Frogtree, Albert Escobedo. What's going on?
Hey.
He's always here. A great supporter.
Mhm.
Again, Frank again, my plug. Let's see who else. Let's see. Don't really see anybody else new. Just the same people D Part 94. Oh man, a lot of comments. A lot of people are here. And I think that's X Geek Ability X. And that is pretty much it. So again, thank you everybody for being here on this first awesome episode of 2026. The first of many awesome episodes to come on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you ever get that twisted. So
all right. Well, let's go ahead and go right into the Kaiju Collectible News, since that is going to be our next segment. All right, Leslie, kick us off, man. Oh, wait, not just you, but Jonathan Portman, I believe you have a screen to share.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, you know me and model kits still like my weakness. And the 91 Godzilla is my ultimate weakness. And actually, you know what? Gotta make a little correction here. This kit is actually from Otaka Studios. Otaka is the sculptor behind a lot of Black Dragon kits, but for what I understand, he recently left Black Dragon and is now doing his own style of kits now. And he's gonna be offering this kit 40 centimeters of resin, of awesome resin, at the upcoming Winter Wonder Festival show. That I think one of our own is gonna be going there. Hopefully he can make something happen for me. But yeah, this is going to be a 40 centimeter resin model kit of the 1991 Godzilla, which in my opinion is, as I'm going to steal David's word, the quintessential Heisei Godzilla. Now, I know some people like to think that the 89 is better than the 91, but at the same time, I would not trust you people to fly a plane, drive a car, or work at a gun range. So clearly you're blind. The 91 is the better of the two, and it's the quintessential Heisei Godzilla. Don't ever get that twisted.
Again.
David, am I wrong?
It didn't even have the 91. If
Not
it was
wrong.
89.
Not wrong.
The 89
even have it.
They look at the 89 was like, you know what? He's okay. How we can make that better? I tell you how we can make it better. Make the chest bigger, make the fangs longer, and again, the ultimate Heisei Godzilla. Again, the 89 is just a cheeseburger, but the 91 is a big ass double whopper with cheese. That's
wow.
But hopefully,
strong, strange words from Mr. Leslie Chambers.
I'm just saying, I love the 91. Y'all know that. I love that movie, even though Kyle is like, eh. But I love that movie. I love that design. Again, it's the best Heisei Godzilla representation ever, in my opinion. And hopefully I get to add this to my collection of Black Dragon stuff, because I got a whole bunch of them. Mechagiras, the Destroyers. Hell, the 95 Godzilla that they did was actually really good. So can't wait to see what the 91 is going to look like, but only time will tell with that.
It's going to look like 120,000 yen.
Which is what, like 750? But
760, yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's resin, it's big, it's Godzilla, it's from the Heisei period, so you're gonna spend some money for them. But again,
you on the floor?
No, not really.
Where the hell are you gonna put that, my friend?
I know.
I'll find a way. I mean,
who's getting kicked off?
I don't do the one in, one out.
I didn't say out, just moved.
No. You
gotta go on the floor.
No, I don't. To me, if you do it on the floor, that's automatic fail.
Leslie's going to open the Black Dragon wing from
that's right.
for his new house. Yes.
Yeah. Well, but anyways, I can't wait to add this in my collection. Hopefully, I'll be able to score one from Wonderfest, and that's gonna be the first of many awesome news to coming out of that show, ladies and gentlemen. But that's it. That's it. My news segment I want to talk about again: the Otaka Studios 40 centimeter resin model kit of the 91 Godzilla. If you go into Wonderfest, maybe you can pick it up yourself. But I think this is going to be a great kit to grab if you're a model kit guy like myself. So with that being said, David Dopko, what you want to talk about?
Well, I'm going to pick up where you usually leave off with X Plus. And, X Plus hasn't really been wowing us too much in 2025. They're still doing some good stuff, but every once in a while, they'll do something that makes us all say, wow. And I think this definitely is something that makes me say, wow. It's a missing component for many, many collectors, including myself, too. And, of course, X Plus announced the Large Monster Series Godzilla Jr. Rick figure. It's going to stand about 26 centimeters tall and 25 centimeters wide. So it's going to be pretty big. And it's going to retail for 24,200 yen. And it can be right now if it's not sold out, pre-ordered from X Plus and the Godzilla store. I think it'll probably show up in other areas too, like Hobby Search and some of the usual suspects. But it's supposed to be, the scheduled release is April 2026. So I didn't pre-order it yet. Leslie, did you pre-order it already, or?
I'm gonna grab mine at G Fest.
David, I pre-ordered mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get
it
in some capacity or in some way, because it really is a hole in my collection. I've always been partial to the Godzilla.
Right. And how long have we been asking for a junior?
I mean, it's a year late. I mean, it should have been already in our hands in 2025. But hey, look at that thing. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. And I just hope that it's available and not sold out, so anybody who wants to add this to their collection can certainly do so. So yeah, that's my news item. Given some X Plus love, some overdue X Plus love. Dean, how about you?
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep the train rolling with the junior love going on here, because SH Monster Arts announced this great set. So this is the Godzilla Jr. and Destoroyah Evolution set, which is really great. So I have the original Junior, but so these ones have kind of like a night color kind of paint app, and like what they say, like a dusty kind of like, you know, fight. They're dirty, but it comes with 3 Destroyas: the juvenile, aggregate, and the flying form Destroya, which is so cool.
I used to have the original Destroya Evolution set. It was awesome, but yeah, very SH Monster Artsy.
So when I first started seriously collecting, it was SH Monster Arts. Like I was all in on the SH Monster Arts before I graduated to X Plus and then to Booby. So I still have a soft spot for these. I still have, you know, I sold some of my SH Monster Arts, but I have most of them. And I missed the aggregate form. I'm so tempted to get this set, even though I already have a junior. But man, that flying form Destroya, I have Burning Godzilla and the full form Destroya. But man, this is so tempting. And then one of the Destroyers, I think the aggregate form, I think, comes with an alternate head and like a little ray or something, which is
we call that
cool.
The extendo mouth.
So yes, the extendo cremendo, whatever. There it is, right there. Yeah. So, which is very long. I don't know if that's. It was not that long in the movie, but maybe it's blood or something. But really exciting.
I could even see like the little mouth at the end, the little alien mouth. Yeah.
Was it? It wasn't that long though.
Hey, maybe it's long, so you can decide how long you want it and cut off the end. I don't know.
Poor little junior. We don't want to recreate that scene because that was traumatizing. But this is about like $180, and you can pre-order it now on the Godzilla store, and it's going to be released. Oh, the pre-order closes February 25th on the Godzilla store for this, and it's going to be released in August of this year. So. Pretty cool. I know that there's a lot of great articulated series out there, and I mean I have a soft spot for SH Monsters. That's where I started with, but killer set, man.
It's curious that we didn't see these in 2025. We're seeing them next year. I think they missed that opportunity to sort of, I don't know. I just think that I don't know. Especially like
to capitalize on the anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to say, Kyle. Yeah, capitalize on the anniversary hype. So, but I guess we'll take it any way we can.
Yep.
There's too much frog tree action happening with
evidently. Evidently.
All right, Kyle, what do you got for your news?
You know what? I'm just going to keep the 95 train rolling.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Yes.
Right. What do we got?
What the heck?
So, if anybody was a collector of the old Trendmasters and has grown up and has a lot of money now, these are these crazy sets being released by, I don't know exactly how to say it, Peria or something like that. They, so it's like, they're sort of, they're not large scale by any, but they are these play sets. So they're very nostalgic, I guess I would say. Calling Jessica Etchells.
He loves that stuff.
Well, this is a there's a Destroyer and there's a Godzilla, and Destroyer is 11.8 inches long, so it's a 30 centimeter
gosh.
piece.
What?
The Godzilla is 5.5 inches long, a 14 centimeter piece. They come with a bonus Godzilla Junior figure. They are going to be the pre-order date. Thank you for saying something about that earlier, Christine, with your figure release. The pre-order date closes on February 19th, and the estimated ship date for these is October 2026. If you're in the United States, you can actually order these on the Godzilla US Godzilla store website. So I think they're super cool.
Yeah.
There was a Biollante one that came out earlier, or I don't know if it's out yet, but at least it was.
It's out now. I see.
What I would say about the Biollante that was crazy is the first thing that they did is they actually sculpted it in a giant scale. Like when I saw the pictures of it, the Biollante one, I was like, is that going to be the size of it? Because it was huge, and they scaled it down, of course, but it was crazy to see somebody making these kinds of, open head play sets today. And what was the price tag? It's like $200 something. I'm sorry, I don't have that in my notes here. But yeah, it is not a cheap one. I'll tell you that right now.
A lot bigger than the Trendmaster one.
So the nostalgia has to be strong, right, Kyle?
Very strong, especially strong in the wallet.
Yeah, strong in the wallet. Yes. That's
my high-end nostalgia factor for you guys for my news
they
item.
Are cool though. The Biollante one's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So before we move along, I think I saw some questions in the chat. So Jonathan, I'll find the ones. Exactly.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
Exactly. Where was that? Man, I thought I had it for a second. Jim Gallo was asking, why is the price for a 40 centimeter kit so high? Does that include tariffs? No, that does not include tariffs. That's the price at Wonder Festival.
Don't get me started.
And to be honest, like that's Black Dragon Studios, they're expensive. The -1 kit that they put out was like, kind of $1,000. I think it's about the same price, right? So
hell, the Destroyer, that kit was originally a kit that was like 2 house mortgages and a half. So yeah.
Yeah, these resin kits are expensive. I mean, across the board, not just Black Dragons.
So detailed.
KOC is expensive too. Worth every penny. I'm not saying that they're not. If you're into the uber realistic stuff, these resin kits are the way to go, man. I mean, it's
yes, sir.
It's like right out of the movie. However, if you're not a builder, you don't live in Japan, you got to get it shipped to you, got to ship to the person who's going to build and paint it, and have it shipped back. So we're talking like a lot of money here. So you really have to really want these pieces, but they're available and they're expensive, and there are people who will do it for you too. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the other one I wanted to showcase was Alex Sawyer. When I brought up the Kaiju remix, he said he can't wait for Acro's.
Oh yeah, that one. That one. Yeah.
And I have to say, I remember when I was getting really excited about that because they've only done Ultraman sculpts, and my first reaction to it was like, oh yeah, it just kind of looks like Godzilla, but it's Nendo Seijin, right? He does amazing work. And the more I look at the Acro 91 Godzilla sculpt, the more I'm like, well, maybe I do have a place for that in my collection. It looks
Thank you.
It's really great. It's really great. So anyway, thank you guys all for hanging out and sticking around with our news segment. And we're going to go ahead and take a brief intermission, a 2-minute intermission. And when we come back, it is time. Wait, where's my yeah, it's time for your questions and our answers. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the Q's and the A's.
さあ、みんなが大好きなウルトラマンエースが風船ガムになったよ。鳥獣やエースのかっこいいおまけが楽しい。 ロッテウルトラマンエース風船ガン。トリプルファイター電動射的ビッグショット。スイッチを下ろすと一発ずつ撃てるシングルアクション。オートにすると連発アクションマシンガン。ブルマークのダイナミックゲームビッグショット。
目撃せよゴジラ新世紀。ゴジラが吠える、オルガがうなる、迫力の爆音が響く。激突サウンドゴジラ対オルガ、そして透明度。
ウルトラ怪獣出現。発進ウルトラホーク1号ジェットビートル。今君の手に
三連床団ポッカポカ。
今三連床団を買うと漏れなくジャンボバスタオルもらえます。三連ジャンボバスタオルプレゼント実施中。
All right, welcome back. It's time for us to provide some answers to your questions. We came up with this concept. Leslie came up with this concept at the end of last year for our first episode of 2026. It has been a while since we've done a Q&A. I think what we're going to do is we're going to sort of like mix and match because we got some text versions and we got some video versions. So we'll start things off with the video versions, and I think, well, at least one of them. And let's go ahead and kick things off with Mr. David Partridge.
Hey, Collect All Monsters, David Partridge here, buzzing in for this month's episode. Hope y'all are doing well. My question for you guys is, what maker or artist has you most excited for their releases going into 2026, whether it's Safubi, articulated stuff, model makers, you know, who has you the most excited? For me personally, it's right over here. These guys, Tig Toy, every release they do feels like an event, setting the alarm for 1 or 2 a.m. and fighting off bots for one of 25 figures being sold. But the figures are great, so I'm just obsessed with them and looking forward to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks. Bye.
All right.
So that final
it is a great question.
Thanks, David.
I'll just go ahead and I'll go first. Leslie, you want to go first? Yeah.
Switching it up.
Why don't you go first?
I'll go first.
What?
You go first, Kyle.
I'll go first. Okay, so actually, I am always excited for Tig Toy releases. I don't get all of them. They're very expensive, and even though I don't get them, they're still very exciting to see. And because I know the guys from Spiral, and I know the guy from Tig, and they're great folks, and they put a lot of effort into their releases. I'm always happy to see those come out. Tig is probably, just sort of like generally speaking, I'd say Tig has like really nailed so many of the sculpts over the past like several years, because I remember when the GMK came out. Actually, I even remember before the GMK came out, when it was when Tig was just posting things online. I was like, I love this sculpt style. The figures themselves hadn't been released yet, and they were just like, it was just like 3D prototype photos online, and I was like, when is this happening? So I'm a huge fan of Tig, and I would also say like Tig is probably my number one in terms of just being excited about stuff when it gets released. Even though money wise, this is a little too much for me. How about you, Leslie?
That's a good question.
I know the answer to this.
And no, it's not X Plus. Shockingly enough,
I know. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's Frog Free, of course. So hey.
Oh, shut up. Don't even try it.
Wait a minute.
Don't even try it.
But thank you, Kyle, for saying that they're going to produce a new one at Wonderfest. Now Sandra's going to be all of
It's a good one too.
As soon as I get downstairs, like, what you mean it's going to be a new one? What you mean?
The pretty one.
Wait, did she get the white one already too?
No, she just got
Okay.
these two. But she was asking when she saw these earlier. She was asking, I wonder what the next one is going to be. I was like, I'm not the one to ask that question. You need to talk to Kyle, David, or Christine. They can answer it for you better than I can.
Pretty one.
But thank you, Kyle. There's more money I got to shell out. But aside from that, I'm going with Galloping Ghost Kaiji Kobo. Galloping Ghost Kaiji Kobo.
No, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
No, it's not Black Dragon. I mean, not Black Dragon, because again, I love their sculpts, but outside of 91, I really don't know what else is coming. With Galloping Ghost, I got a good idea of what's coming. What they got coming so far is really, really exciting. And again, you've seen this guy before on the channel. Like their sculpts, when they consult with, Jake Rebel from Monster Rage, like this is a really, really cool sculpt of the Final Wars Hedra. Say what you will about the movie, but at least the design of Hedra from that movie is spot on when it comes to Galloping Ghost. And I can tell you at least 3 things that I know that are coming that I'm sure will pique the interest of a lot of people. A certain 30 centimeter Okinawan God is about to drop. Let's see. A 30 centimeter Monster 02 is about to drop soon. And there are plans to do an updated 30 centimeter Monster Zero himself. So do the math on that.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, but yeah, that's why I'm most looking forward to Galloping Ghost Kaiji Kobo.
Nice.
Christine, what about you?
Well, this was hard because I seeing the Tig Toy stuff. I have one. I want more. I definitely want more, but I'm really stoked also for Frog Tree. I am gonna go with Frog Tree on this one because I love the sculpts, and it's a very unique design with the way that they sculpt, like the Edo kind. They kind of like mix in the Edo kind of period smoke, the ukiyo-e on the sculpts. I mean, we haven't seen that before. It's different. Even on the Space Godzilla has it, the little kind of smoky cloud
starting to be a bandwagon though, in a sense, that thing, because I think one of the first pieces that I saw that had smoke attached to it was the Neo Player One Burning Godzilla, right? And then and then to be frank about it, not to be Frank or friend Frank, but like to be honest about it, at first when I saw the Frog Tree Burning Godzilla sculpt, not the ukiyo-e one, but the one that has the swirly stuff on it. Yeah, like I was like, oh, that's cool, and for some reason I just knew it was going to be a hit. But this ukiyo-e style, I kind of hope that they don't like go crazy with it, because I'm already seeing people mimic that in Sofubi. So it's like I'd like to see it just sort of be relegated to a few designs and not something that just gets like played out.
I like it that it's subtle on the Space Godzilla. Like I didn't even know that it had it on there until I got it. It's very small and subtle on, I think, his legs. I don't know. I just love the way that they sculpt these. It's different. Like the Space Godzilla. We don't have a Space Godzilla out like that with the crystal spines and then the ukiyo-e figures. It's just, they're different, and when you see them, you can tell like that's a Frog Tree sculpt. So I'm excited to see. I mean, I hope we get more new sculpts from them. I know that we have the new colorways coming out for Wonderfest, but I'm hoping to see some more Some more sculpts dropping by Frog Tree this year. It's some cool colorways. All right, on to you, David.
This is a very hard one because there's a lot of things to look forward to in 2026. But I think I'm looking forward to things from Strange Gallery. Just because, and I mentioned this before, I love the size. I love the attention to detail. I love the posability, and I love the little extras, the extra that comes with it. So, and I actually had the pleasure of going into their shop in Nakano Broadway, which amazing stuff in there too. And I am excited. I would love to see them do like a whole line of Godzillas this size and this style.
Yeah.
Like 62, 54, 68, 65. I think this. I mean, I don't know if that's in the cards, but I'm putting it out there in the universe because I'm very picky and particular these days with what I choose, and it has to really speak to me and fit into the collection. So this.
Have you been drawn to any of the Strange Gallery Ultra stuff that's been out yet?
Yeah, actually, I have. I saw some of the images. I think they had some in the case, didn't they, Kyle? When we were in
They
Japan?
probably did. They probably did.
And I
like,
don't remember specifically.
Pester, Jamila.
Yes, I love the Pester. I did see the Pester.
I've got the Gomorrah on the top shelf here. He's like glow in the dark.
Yeah,
I mean, great sculpts.
Great sculpts, great size, great concept, and again, like selfishly, they're a perfect fit for me on my collecting journey right now. Frog trees are amazing, and again, like, and you guys, if you've not seen one in person, everyone watching, they're so much more dynamic in person. And if you're a Japan file like Kyle, Christine, all of us, it definitely harkens back to like Christine was saying, like Edo style paintings of creatures, and the wisps of smoke are very decidedly Japanese centric. You know, the ones on the Neo Player One are just kind of like smoke, but the ones on Frog Tree, they are actually consciously trying to make it look like a Japanese, like a Japanese figure. So
yeah,
I agree with that too. So, but for me personally, it's got to be hopefully more Strange Gallery figures in this particular size. So,
now, didn't Strange Gallery just announce? I think it was maybe a month or two ago, the Mechagodzilla with the alien.
With the green alien. That
okay.
That was was it a different
pause?
Different
That's a different maker. That is
actually
okay. So there's two different things going on here. Yeah. Hakaba Gallery, Graveyard Gallery. That's the shop, right? Correct. So and they're the official Bullmark license distributor as well. So if you're buying any new Bullmarks, they're all going to come through Hakaba Gallery. But Hakaba Gallery also sells lots of stuff. They have lots of pop-ups. It's an incredible gallery, incredible shop in Nakano Broadway, and they do pop-ups all over the place too. So the difference is that Strange Gallery, even though they have similar names, Strange Gallery is the Taiwanese sculptor. They've done lots of great stuff. So it's confusing. The Mechagodzilla with the alien that you're mentioning, Christine. It is okay. But the Hakaba Gallery, Graveyard Gallery, will be releasing that Mechagodzilla. Right, that was in the case.
That was absolutely in the case, Christine, in Nakano Broadway. It was across the street. They had like a showcase of things. So it's very confusing. Thank you for clarifying that, Kyle, because I still was confused about that too. But anyway you slice it, it's all awesome stuff. And yeah, cool. All right. So I think I was last. How did I get to be last? I'm last. Okay. That's okay. It's okay.
You don't have to be last.
David. Oh, I can be last. It's all right. I can be last.
David's wrapping it up for us.
I'm wrapping it up. All right. So cool. What's
all next? Right. Well, let's go ahead and get with our first question in text format, and that is, what was your gateway drug to Godzilla, kaiju, tokusatsu films, and TV? Specifically, for me, that was, I guess, technically, I would say it would be Space Giants and Spectreman, which were broadcast on TV when I was a kid. But when I moved to Japan as a early teenager, like 13 years old, I saw Godzilla 1985 being
Yes, sir.
broadcast on NHK here, and that is really what opened me up to that was the gateway drug that expanded my mind, dude. So yeah, and then was you know what I mean? Like I saw
just the way you said it.
Yeah, thank you. It really did. I mean, I don't know what it was. I've talked about it so much. Like the seeing Godzilla 1985, it really did like make me go, "Whoa, this is so awesome. This is like the coolest, dragon dinosaur movie I've ever seen in my life." And that it really did just start me down the road. I bought my first Godzilla. I bought like the Bandai model kit when I was living here, and then later on I discovered more and yada yada yada. But how about you, Leslie?
Oh, everybody knows my story. Godzilla versus Megalon. That was my first movie. I know a lot of people tend to crap on that movie, and understandable, but I will never bash my gateway to this awesome fandom. And you hear a lot of times where Godzilla fans say, how they got their start with Godzilla, and mostly you hear them say, I was always a fan of dinosaurs. I love large creatures, and that's how I got into Godzilla. I'm one of the rare exceptions. I've never really been a big fan of dinosaurs. As a matter of fact, I've never seen the original Jurassic Park. Not all the way through. I've not seen that.
Oh my god!
I haven't. I've seen The Lost World. I've seen Part 3. I've seen Jurassic World. After that, I just checked out. But I seriously, I mean, I love the Flintstones. They had dinosaurs in it. But I was, but again, I was never really a big dinosaur fan. All I know is that I was asleep. My mom and my brother woke me up for some reason. I guess they assumed that I knew what Godzilla was, but I didn't. And they brought me in. I think when they were airing Megalon on NBC TV back in the day. And it was the scene where Jet Jaguar retrieves Godzilla, and they're both, traveling to Japan. Godzilla's in the ocean, Jet Jaguar's flying above them with the heroic music in the background. I was like, I don't know what that multicolored robot is. I don't know what that dinosaur is, but whatever it is, I'm hooked. And that was the moment that made me a Godzilla fan. And to this day, watching that scene just gives me goosebumps because, that was the start. And so that's why I would never, ever. Now, I agree with the criticisms of Megalon, but I will never bash it because that's how I got here.
I like that movie.
So, Christine, what about you?
All right, well, mine was dinosaurs. When I was little, man, I was head over heels dinosaurs in elementary school. And, the Land Before Time, all that stuff, And in school, we had to read, all these dinosaur books for some challenge, and I won the challenge. So that's when my dad bought me Godzilla King of the Monsters with Raymond Burr, and so that movie was my introduction into Godzilla and Tokusatsu. Because before that was just dinosaurs, cartoon dinosaurs, not even like Jurassic Park or anything. Well, no, I saw Clash of the Titans and all that. But no, man, once I saw that, I was like, this is the coolest dinosaur I've ever seen. I was hooked to that TV. I watched that movie so many times, brought it into school for show and tell. Here I am in 3rd grade, all the girls got their ice skating videos and whatever, and their dolls they got. And I'm like, y'all gotta watch this awesome movie. And they're all like, you're weird. I was like, dude, this thing is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And yeah, after that, it was like, is there more of these? And, dad and mom would take me to the store in upstate New York, middle of nowhere. We had one grocery store, the Super Duper, and they had a very small VHS section. And every now and then I would see a new Godzilla movie on there. I'm like, I haven't seen this one. We need to rent it. We need to buy it. And yeah, so the OG with Raymond Burr was my start on this lovely journey
Wow.
an obsession with Godzilla and all that good stuff that comes along with it. The great community. Just since I was, in second grade. That's a long time ago. I'm old. All right, David. Oh, I'm so old that my earbuds are dying on me.
All right,
David.
stop
You
talking
shut up,
about
that's what I'm
old
saying.
because I'm the resident old grandpa on the show now that John's gone, so it's just me, and with y'all kids up in here. So there was no VHS when I was a kid. They didn't.
No.
VCRs weren't invented yet, so I had to wait for things to come on television. So just like Christine, I love dinosaurs. I love reptiles, turtles, snakes, alligators. And then, of course, that translated into dinosaurs. And when I was a kid, I watched the old Rankin Bass King Kong cartoon. Which actually,
King Kong, you'll know the name of King Kong.
You know the fame of King Kong, 10 times as big as
The man.
All right. Anyway,
yes.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. So King Kong was great, and it was the Bond family on Mondo Island. I wanted to be the little kid who was pals with Kong, so I loved that. And then, of course, you've all heard the story. My father circled Monster Zero in the TV guide, thinking I would like it, and of course I really did. And of course that's the ultimate dinosaur battle, Godzilla, King Ghidorah, and Rodan. And then of course I discovered Ultraman soon after. I was in elementary school. I used to run home from the bus to plant my ass in front of the TV to see it. I'm like, Mom, don't talk to me, Ultraman's on. She'd bring my milk and cookies in my TV tray, and I'd watch Ultraman. So when we talk about why I'm such a huge Ultraman fan of the original 66 series, because the nostalgic is so strong for me. I watched them as a kid, the perfect demographic for that particular show, and it stuck with me. So that I didn't see the 54 movie, Christine, until years later, and that one really affected me because it was very different from everything else. It was very dark and somber. I still loved it, don't get me wrong, and I cried when Godzilla died at the end. I was very upset.
Yeah.
But like Ray said, the Deadly Mantis, the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, all those movies were sort of my gateway into giant monsters too. But they kind of came at the same time as Godzilla. They weren't before or after. So I think the first thing was Monster Zero and the King Kong series, and then of course Ultraman, the original 66.
The Killer Shrews.
And don't talk about OG with VCRs. We didn't have no VCRs. We had a TV guide. And we had to wait until it came on again.
Couldn't record it
either. Yes, we could. John Ruffin and I used to take our parents' tape recorders and press play and record it that way, so at least we could listen to it. So
oh my gosh,
that's the OG. So shut up about the OGs.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, Blockbuster and Suncoast didn't even exist. There wasn't even a mall back then. So there you go. All right, I'm done.
Okay, super fast, just because it came in and we just did the little sing along. Frank asked, "How did we not karaoke in Japan?" And the answer to that is I tried. There was a Godzilla room just down the road from the Godzilla Hotel on Godzilla Road, and I tried to book it, and they literally the month before before Godzilla's birthday, they switched it out, and they pulled. I was like, what are you thinking? And like, so
Before his birthday?
yeah, I know.
There's always
really
next time,
really
right?
upsetting.
Next time,
no, there's no next time. There's no more. I'm talking about the Godzilla room. We could always there was literally a Godzilla room with like wallpapered with Godzilla titles, and like I think they even had like Godzilla artwork and stuff in the room. So it would have been this fantastic, amazing experience. We were going to do it the night of Godzilla's birthday, but yes, there is always next time for just karaoke in general, and that's a big yes. But Matsubara was supposed to go with us too.
Join us from X Plus, and
from
yes,
X Plus,
Mike Farah, yes, the 430 movie. I forgot to mention that the 430 movie. They do blocks of things. They had Planet of the Apes week. They had Godzilla week. They had Gamera week. and all that stuff. So Abbott and Costello week. So the 4:30 movie was another thing that really got me into this whole thing too. So, but yes.
Frank, are we gonna buy a business and start kaiju karaoke in Japan?
Oh my God!
Just saying.
Karaoke, I love it.
Why don't y'all make Children's Land? Y'all be better making enough Children's Land.
I'm not saying no. Okay. All right, so let's move along to our next question. We'll go ahead and
thank you for that question, by the way.
Yeah.
These are great questions.
Okay, next question also came to us from the Q&A forum. Mr. Nathaniel Plummer.
Hi, this is Nathaniel Plummer. My question for you guys is, when it comes to King Kong Lives, and I love this movie, if you guys haven't figured it out already, is what is your favorite scene?
Guessed.
My favorite scene is the entire movie except for the very ending. It makes me cry every time, and enough about that. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for your wonderful content. Thank you for your hard work. You've made my life so happy. It's nice to know that there's people out there who love kaiju even more than I do. So thank you guys. I love you all. Bye.
There you go.
We love you too.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Nathaniel.
Very sweet.
So, King Kong Lives, or AKA, as it's known in Japan, King Kong 2.
So original.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is my favorite thing, moment from King Kong 2, and that is the fact that when I lived here, the Noriyoshi Orai poster was plastered all over the place, advertising this movie. And I had this in my collection for a long time. I bought it on eBay. Yahoo Japan, like ages and ages ago. And I don't know if I still have it or not, but what an incredible poster that far, far, far outshines the movie itself. Because that's a crazy movie. I'd say that movie goes places that other kaiju films do not go. How about you, Leslie?
Beautiful poster. Wow.
Well, since I've actually seen the movie, and I know exactly what I'm talking about, because there's one person here who hasn't seen it, so she ain't got to. Yeah, so we can skip them. But actually, you know what? I actually enjoyed this movie growing up, mainly because after watching King Kong 76, where he died horrifically, I was just glad that they brought him back through the miracle of modern medicine, and they gave him an artificial heart. I was just happy King Kong was back. If you don't mind, you know what? I'll do two things. One that made me happy, and one that made me really, really sad, and they kind of like go hand in hand. The first thing that makes me happy is, of course, if you haven't not seen King Kong Lives, it's the sequel to the 76 King Kong, where in that movie, again, they bring Kong back by bringing him an artificial heart, but he needs a blood transfusion. And they find out there's a giant female Kong, and they give blood from her to help with the operation, and it's a success, and Kong is revived. And he meets up with the Lady Kong, gets her pregnant, and they escape from the military, and they end up killing Kong at the end as Lady Kong gives birth to King Kong's son. That's how the movie ends. Which again, it is what it is. But one that makes me happy is like there's a scene after King Kong breaks out Lady Kong and they both escape, and they're both in the mountains. And there's a scene where Kong is trying to win over Lady Kong. Like he grabs some trees, it's like a bouquet of flowers, and tries to give to her, but she ain't trying to hear none of that. Then he sees a snake and he grabs the snake and puts it in her face, and she's mortified and runs away. Then they then King Kong, because he gets injured early in the film, so to get her attention, he tried to make it seem like the injury is bigger than what it was. He's like, "Arr!" And Lady Kong is like, "Arr!" And then when she gets closer, he cops a feel. Literally, like he starts to reach around and he like grabs her butt, and Lady Kong is like, and then they just hug and embrace, and that really makes me happy. It really does. Now, the scene that makes me sad, the scene that makes me sad is the very next day. The military catches up with them, but they don't trapped them together. What happened is they come across Lady Kong because King Kong went off, I guess, trying to get food for the both of them. So they trap Lady Kong and they take her in like this net and they whisk her away in helicopters. Just in time, Kong sees, Lady Kong, flying off, and he's so sad. He's like, and that made me sad because, he lost his woman. You know what I'm saying? A woman that he can actually get with, So throughout all of his flaws, King Kong Lives is a cool monster flick. So hopefully, Nathaniel Plummer, that answered your question.
You were requested to join us on screen, Mr. Portman, if you want to hop in real quick and share your thoughts, because I'm interested to hear. I think people would be interested to hear what you have to say, Jonathan. Jonathan.
All right.
Our producer, Jonathan Portman, everyone.
Hello. As you can see behind me, I was not prepared to be on screen, so screw it. We're winging it here. Okay, so Nathaniel, to answer your question, I know every time we have a stream, you throw an Easter egg out for King Kong Lives, and I do truly appreciate it. I will say that there was only like a couple movies in my small town when I was a kid that I was ever able to rent. There was two Godzilla movies. It was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Godzilla versus Gigan, and then right near it was King Kong Lives. And I was just getting into King Kong at a very young age. I had no idea that there was even another King Kong movie, so I would like plead with my parents to let me borrow or let me rent it. Shockingly, they let me rent it. I don't think they actually like knew what the movie was about or like did any homework on it, because like they're like, King Kong, it's safe, right? It's cool. But I gotta tell you, when I was like 6 or 7 years old watching that movie, it is not safe for kids. At least for me.
No.
There are some sketchy moments in that movie, and it is quite violent for a King Kong movie. But for all of its look, for me, it's a guilty pleasure film. I really do love it in a lot of ways. So like, it's very much a nostalgic movie for me. There are some really powerful scenes in it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of behind the scenes that are actually pretty interesting about this movie. You can look back on and do some research if you even, care to. But there was a lot of tumultuous things going on. It was a really chaotic set. A lot of like the directors to the writers to the making of it. It was very chaotic. It was very tumultuous. It was very combative. And somehow they made a movie out of it. Somehow they created a film out of it. And there are some pretty powerful moments, and Leslie alluded to a few of them. There was there's like a hunter scene where these hunters they like capture him somehow, and they're like goading him and trying to like agitate him, and then he breaks out and just like goes ham on him, goes crazy on him. I love that scene. Rips the one dude's head off and eats the other guy. It's really crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He basically rips the guy in half. It's wild. King Kong the Killer, apparently.
I think I'm gonna have to watch this movie again. It's been
You're
so
gonna
long.
have to.
They deserved it though. They deserved it though.
Oh, they totally deserved it. They totally deserved it.
They were torturing him at that point.
They were torturing him pretty bad. They were, fire to the face and all that. But anyway.
Yeah.
And also, curiously, this movie, for some reason, the National Guard has it out for King Kong, and no one else cares. Apparently, in the country, only the National Guard in Georgia cares, who really want to go after this King Kong, and they do. And I will say, the final scene where he battles the military is pretty compelling in only the way that, like, the whole movie, Kong is just trying to get away and just trying to survive and just trying to live a happy life.
His heart is failing him.
His heart's failing him. It's pretty heartbreaking because, like, it's threatening it's threatening Lady Kong, and Lady Kong's, like, in labor.
Yeah.
So, like, Linda Hamilton, like, is screaming, "She's in labor, you can't shoot!" And then, like, the military's like, "I don't give a crap." So they, like, attack Kong. Kong just says, "Screw y'all." He's been trying to avoid everyone the whole movie. And he just goes crazy, throwing tanks, smashing tanks into people. There's fire. Like, Kong has got, like, there's, like, blood pellets going everywhere. It's insane. And the music, he goes out fighting. And I will say, the music by John Scott, it does, in a lot of ways, it rivals John Barry's score, and I dare say is better than John Barry's score, because For me, John Barry, he did a couple of good things in that movie. He created a main title theme. It was very like romantic, very like mysterious, very islandy. But there was not any, and then there was the escape track where like he comes back and everything, and like tries to knock down the wall, the giant wall. But other than that, the score is kind of not compelling. It's really kind of boring. It's very Monster of the Week kind of score. There's not a lot of like compellingness to it. It's not powerful enough. I think John Scott, for all the film's flaws, had a really great, compelling, heartbreaking score. If you listen to it, it still gives me chills when I listen to the main title and some of like the final battle. Yeah, it is definitely you had to be there sort of thing. If you really didn't grow up watching it, or like for me, I was young and I still look at it through that lens, and it still brings a lot of joy to me in a lot of ways, although I do recognize there are a lot of flaws with it. It's not a great film by any means, but it has a lot of positives to it. Oh my God. Wow. We're actually seeing a Japanese trailer for this.
But also,
first
again,
of all,
don't watch this movie if you've not seen the 76 movie first. See the
yeah,
76
it is
movie
it is
first.
a definite sequel. Like it is a definite sequel. Somehow he survives the fall from the Trade Center, building.
His back should have been broken.
Is on life support. Hey man, he's an indestructible monster, right? And this movie is curious in a lot of ways. I don't know how they pitched Linda Hamilton for this. No
After
clue.
Terminator?
After Terminator, she's like, "Hey, Terminator, King Kong. I guess I gotta level up a bit."
Of her career, she wanted exposure. She'll take anything.
Yeah, it's before Terminator 2, so there was no franchise there at the time. Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that Ron Perlman Beauty and the Beast show around this time, or maybe that?
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I do remember that. But yeah, this movie was an instant rental when I was a kid. I don't own it, but I do own the soundtrack, and if I could just listen to the soundtrack every so often, I'm a happy guy. There is a lot of, for all the flaws, there is some fun to be had in this if you're ever curious. I'm just gonna say that.
I ain't gonna lie, Lady Kong had a stripper body.
Lady Kong, there's I do remember there's one scene in question when I was a kid watching it, and I was kind of like watching it, and if you guys know, it's the night that Linda Hamilton and the guy are like staying near to like kind of watch over Kong and Lady Kong, and they get a little freaky, and I remember as a kid, I'm watching this scene, I'm like, mute, or like change the channel. My parents come in because I'm like embarrassed. They're like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "It's King Kong Lives." They're like, "Okay, sure," or whatever. They just like walk out of the room. I'm like, dodged a bullet. My 70-year-old dodged a bullet there, but
But Jonathan, the next morning she was pregnant, so that means Kong had to do his thing like that night, and they were next to him, and they couldn't hear anything. They couldn't.
I mean,
hear Kong.
clearly they had to, unless they were drunk or something. I don't know. Had to have heard something.
Well, like Kong finally got some, so hey, I was happy for the dude. So.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay,
Nathaniel, I hope you're very happy with the amount of show that's being dedicated to King Kong Lives. Highlight of the entire show's history, I'm sure, right?
There's so much. I wish I would have been looking at the comments. There's so much to look at. By the way, it is free on Tubi. Apparently,
it sure
is.
It sure is.
If you're willing to watch commercials, the Whopper comes out of nowhere after he gets gas, probably. But I don't know. It is out there in the kaiju sphere, so, if you will. So take that with what you will. Anyway, it was a pleasure, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thank you so much,
John. Cameo. I'll see you in the background.
Your cameo. Cameo.
I'm assuming David and Christine don't have anything to add to this. So.
No, I think we've exhausted the King Kong Lives.
Nathaniel.
But Nathaniel, we love you, and we're happy to do it because of the nice, kind words you said about us, and we hope you enjoyed it because we ain't going to be talking about it too much more.
Listen, I will watch it tonight or tomorrow.
I mean, the fact that it's like the 40th anniversary of that, and also the 50th anniversary of the 76 King Kong. That's
Leslie.
That's
do we
kinda
have a
cool,
supplemental
honestly.
coming in? Do we have a
Yeah,
possible
right,
supplemental
Leslie?
coming in?
Yeah, it's gonna be a one-man show, basically. It's just me.
All right,
You know
well,
what?
let's.
I will do that.
Yeah,
I
go
will
ahead.
do that. I will do that. Honestly, like I will do King Kong 76 and King Kong Lives supplemental sometime this year.
We could just do like
One
a
and
King
done,
Kong
baby.
supplemental.
One and done.
Yeah.
I am going to watch
so.
it though. I am going to watch it. I've been having trouble sleeping, so I think that's the perfect antidote for. I could put Tubi on tonight and stick it on and see what happens.
I want to watch it too. Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna make Joe watch it with me too.
Christine, no, you got to watch King Kong Escapes first before this one. Thank you.
I'll do a double feature.
I'm telling Linda Miller. I'm telling her right now.
Oh my
I have
God.
a signed photo of her and Takara from that.
All right. What's next? Next
Excuses. Next question is kind of about brand loyalty. This one actually comes in, by the way, from Noah Bearden of Gojira 91. What Japanese toy brand do you stick with collecting most in terms of kaiju?
I'll go first because I'm fast with the X Plus.
Sure.
Okay, next. X Plus next.
Okay, mine is M1. M1 is the first, one of the first and the best, and always consistently puts out amazing products, great people, great company. M1 for me.
I have
Christine.
a mishmash of a ton of stuff. I got a lot of marmots. I do love me some marmots. The Marmot Pear Babies, obsessed. But M1, gosh, I have a lot of M1s too.
Land the plane, please.
I don't know. It's hard. I was looking at how I got all this stuff. The majority is Marmot, though. Marmot. I'm sticking with it.
Sticking with
Okay.
Marmot. All right.
Love me some marmots.
So I'm sort of in a similar boat. I can't really answer this question because I don't have one Japanese toy brand that I stick with in terms of like collecting the most. Like I love M1 stuff. I love Marmot stuff. I love Marusan stuff. I love
Medicom.
I love what I love, and to me it's less about the brand and it's more about the product, and it's more about like what ends up getting produced. So I mean that's the best I could say, man. Like I love them all. I love them all.
We love everything. On Rock
The
Run
fans
Taku,
win. Anyway.
Room for both.
Okay. So, sorry that wasn't a little more entertaining as an answer, but yeah, I think that's sort of the deal. Is like it's hard to be a loyalist when you're presented with so many amazing options. Like we really, the phrase over the past several years, I've heard like people say like, "Oh yeah, we're eating really well right now." We really are. Like
Oh yeah.
This is an incredible time to be a kaiju collector, not just be a kaiju fan, but to be a collector of this stuff. It is crazy. So let's go ahead and move on to the next video question, which comes from Mr. Alex Sawyer.
Oh,
boy.
In a baby metal
collectors,
shirt.
hope you're all having a fantastic day and a great start to your new year. So I have two questions for you. Pretty easy questions, I hope. My first question is, do you think modern kaiju figures are too perfect sometimes? Has something been lost compared to older, less screen accurate, but more interpretive sculpts? And my second question is, and it could be a little controversial, but you know what? I think we can all handle this. How much do you think Western collectors truly understand the original Japanese intent behind kaiju designs? And does that misunderstanding actually create something new and valuable?
Alex,
Very,
with the
very
fire
good
questions.
Very great questions.
I ain't going first on this one. I'll tell you that right now. I'm last on this one. Christine, why don't you go first? You haven't gone first yet.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I did think about this one. So the first part, modern kaiju figures are too perfect sometimes compared to the older ones. Well, okay, that's kind of hard because I think it depends on. I wouldn't say they've lost anything. I mean, over the years, you could definitely see where the style has changed, but still keeps its charm. So, like, obviously, the figures from the '60s aren't anywhere near the ones from today, but they still have that cuteness and that kind of younger kind of vibe appeal to them. Let's see, what was the other one? So yeah, but more interpretive sculpts. I guess when you're saying like comparing like a Frog Tree or a Neo Player One to a Bull Mark, it is a big difference because there's been changes in the way, the materials that are used and the different designers and makers' personal interpretations of a kaiju. I don't think it's been lost though. I think it's just evolved over time and evolved into like with each era, each maker and designer that comes out brings their own kind of twist to it. And what was the second part? Oh, how much I think Western collectors understand the original Japanese intent. Well, when I first was watching these movies, I was a kid. I didn't know. I mean, even when I watched the original Godzilla movie when I was 6, 7, I didn't know it was about the war and nuclear. Even when I watched, well, no, Hedorah they kind of like throw it in your face. That's pollution. But I mean, I didn't know the intent behind the kaiju designs or the stories until I got older. So I think a lot of the younger fans now, it's probably the same. Like when you're watching it, it's like a fun monster movie, right? But there is an underlying stories and themes that go along with it that you do pick up on, like bullying, pollution, all that kind of stuff. But I think as you get older and you look more into the designs and the stories behind it, then you start to see, okay, this is a lot deeper than it's just a bunch of monsters fighting each other. But the designs, now we all know that the Japanese Godzilla was a metaphor for the hydrogen bomb, the A-bomb, and all that stuff. The American one, I don't know. I would say legendary. It doesn't really touch on those. I think the legendary movies are more of taking it in a fun direction without any sort of underlying messages. Just kind of like a fun, a fun way to decompress or de-stress from the day, just get your mind off of stuff. Those are fun monster movies.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, I love them.
Yeah, but I think he's talking about the toys, not the movies themselves. He's talking about the designs of the toys. I don't think he meant to delve into the movies themselves. The intent of the figure, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're going a little bit off track here.
Maybe that's what he meant. And does it misunderstand create something new and valuable? But no, I think that. We all value our toys, whether they're the older, based on the older models or the newer ones. Like I said, every designer has a fresh new look or idea on what they want to bring based, I'm assuming, on their interpretation of Godzilla or a kaiju. It makes me appreciate every one of them. I love that we can have 25 different variations of Burning Godzilla, like Neo Player One, X Plus, Frog Tree. It's all the same Godzilla, but they're totally different, which is awesome. I love it. Totally different from Marmot. Totally different from Sarjuji. I think it's great. I love it. Coming to
cool.
On to next. Kyle, David.
Let me go next, because I think what Alex meant, the first question is about the designs of modern figures versus the designs of the older figures. I'm just going to simply say that that's why I gravitate towards M1, because they're kind of a combination of both. They stay true to the old ways and some of the more simple designs. Not saying every one of their pieces, but I think their style harkens back to the original intent of the Japanese designs. And Yuji had mentioned to us, Yuji Nishimura from M1, that the reason he started to do figures is because he was noticing holes of things that weren't being produced, and he wanted to have them produced. So I think to have collectors have representations of these movies that they love. As far as the style goes, there's, like Christine said, across the board. There's Neo Player One, which I don't really respond to that one so much. But then there's Frog Tree, and the second part of the question, the Frog Tree is interesting because it sort of harkens back to the original Japanese mythology of the smoke and things coming up. The design is harkens back to a Japanese sort of aesthetic. But it's a very difficult question to answer because there's a lot of ways to interpret it. But yeah, so that's my take on it. Leslie or Kyle, what do you think he meant by these questions?
Those are good questions.
Well, I guess my interpretation of Alex's question, especially the first part, is sort of more about like the original, the old school stuff, right? Sort of like what you're saying, David, like it had its style, right? And they made it the way they did for the market that was available at the time. And as time has gone on, I think that there was definitely a certain moment where you went from like cutesy looking Sofubi stuff into slightly more realistic sculpts with like the Popey releases and the Bandai, or sorry, the the Zorus series, right?
Yeah.
And then you get into the Bandai stuff, which, in the 90s, that looked like, that to me, that was like screen accurate. And then later on, X Plus stepped in there, be like, oh, screen accurate, hold my beer. And like that stuff looks like it stepped off the screen. And to me, as a collector, my evolution, I never got into the original vintage stuff ever, but it's like as I've evolved as a collector, I started to appreciate that look more when there were items that like monsters that I couldn't get in the Bandai series. So I think that what I would get at in terms of answering Alex's first question is that the detail that is available to us as collectors these days is phenomenal, but I'm very glad that it's not everywhere. I think there's such a variation of that style of variation of sculpting style where you can have high quality, realistic looking sculpts from X Plus and Spiral Studios and Easy Hobby, and even going further into sort of hyper realism or stylized realism, like that you see in those kinds of like the Space Godzilla that X Plus is putting out, the gigantic Space Godzilla that they put out and stuff. But you also have people who are anchoring their styles to those old style, like fun sculpts. And I think that to me, that's like wonderful for collectors these days. We have so much to choose from. Back in the day when there were only 1,000 things out there, you could have like, hypothetically speaking, you could have like everything that was ever released, if you're talking about 40 years ago, 30 years ago. And nowadays there's just so much stuff out there that I feel like everybody's collection has this different look and life to it. that I've always been able to appreciate. I appreciate something coming out that's got like, hyper realism, but then also something that comes out that's got like super cutesy, fun, cartoony style to it. So to me, I think that again, we are in this like modern age of amazing figural representation of these monsters, and I am 1000% here for it. The ability to choose what you want for your collection is incredible to me. So
Which a lot of us didn't have back in the day.
yeah, right. Like back, because like just, and what I'm talking about for people who may not have been collecting as long as like David has or I have, is like when you're talking about wanting to have each monster represented in your collection, even Yuji's collection back in the day, right? Like, so, oh, he wanted all the Ultra Kaiju, but you know what? They never made this one or that one, so, and his situation is he actually started a company to create those, so he had something to sit in his collection. But for us, when I was younger and I was looking to have one representation of each Toho Kaiju in my collection, including all the different suits, there was no Bandai Varan at the time, and there was, so I had to get the Marmot Monster Heaven version, and many of the other monsters that there were holes in my collection because of that. Like, I would go and I say, well, I guess I'll just have to get this other one, which looks pretty good. It doesn't look like the Bandai's. And then as time went on, that's when my collection evolved. But I guess I'm long-winding this answer. Sorry about that. And the second part of it was about modern collectors and the kaiju designs. Is it an appreciation? Hang on a second. What did he say here?
They understand the original intent behind the designs.
Oh, the original intent.
Misunderstanding create something.
I guess that's individual, because some people do, some people don't. I guess, right? I mean,
yeah, I think what I would almost rather focus on saying, like, do modern collectors have an appreciation for those original kaiju designs from the original films, or their original production design, like concept design? Like, David and I have talked about, like, some of these figures that they come out and they have so much hype behind them, but like people who are super interested in getting one, but they don't have any sort of tie to the original. Yes. The original vibe of it, like the storyboard Godzilla, right? That's the one we had a conversation about, right? Like this love that we have for the movies, and not just the movies, but the whole like inception of the movies from the beginning, where people are saying like somebody drew, somebody drew this storyboard Godzilla, right? And then that was for the production of Godzilla 1954. Somebody drew that, and that was in the artwork for not in the movie, it was in the pre-production art. And then
concept art, yeah.
50, 60 years later, someone creates a figure based off of that, and to me, I think that's amazing that we have these kinds of deep cuts that like you couldn't get back in the day. And now not only do we have the storyboard figure from Knott's, there's a resin model kit version of it. I just saw oh my gosh, what is that toy maker's name? Another toy maker who does like that's what I'm talking about. He's got a storyboard that he's playing around with. Shimaru.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, I think that we're eating really well right now. We have the ability to get this stuff. It is frustrating when you want something really badly and you have to You have to set an alarm and try and battle other collectors to get it.
2 in the morning.
But honestly, Alex, I think so you're saying X Plus should tackle the storyboard Godzilla.
We've already
word around town is they want to do it.
Yep.
Word around town is they want to release one, but there's a little bit of
That'd be awesome.
What, the cocaine Godzilla with his eyes all big, bugged out?
Storyboard.
The storyboard. Not the mushroom cloud one.
This one.
That one.
This one?
Oh yeah, the cocaine one. Yeah, that one.
But yeah, real quick, and then Leslie, you'll go. I think that the perfect example is what Christine said about Marmot. Marmot had an evolution itself as a company. It started off at the Vinyl Paradise, which harkened sort of back to the original, more simplistic designs, and then they realized that the collectors were having more of a taste for a little bit more realism, and then they got a little. And then when they did the Monster Heaven line, the early versions of the Monster Heaven line were themselves still a little bit simplistic, more than the Vinyl Paradise, but not quite as realistic as the latest incarnations of Marmot. So you can look at that one company's evolution and see how they've sort of evolved, and it's a very, very cerebral question. Thanks for that, Alex. Listen, do you have anything to add to all that?
Not to the first part. I think y'all did a great job with the first part. The second part, where do Western collectors don't get the original intent of the kaiju designs? I think a lot of collectors, so there's a lot of people who are fans who claim they're fans. I think they don't really understand. Like, for example, like this. Hold on. Like this Godzilla here. Like, this is the 25 centimeter 72 Godzilla. Where Godzilla was in full superhero mode. And normally when we describe these figures, we always say tree bark like skin, overlooking the fact that really at the end of the day, the tree bark skin is actually nuclear scarring. And I think a lot of fans don't really know that. They don't really know that Godzilla's skin is actually scarred tissue.
Looks that way for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, looks that way for a reason. Or Hedra, for example. Yes, he's a cool looking kaiju. I know, Christine, you don't really feel Hedra, and that's fine. But the intent behind why Hedra was created is so dark and twisted and really sad. And I think a lot of fans don't. They want to accept the cool factor, but not really want to do the history behind it. That's why I'm glad, like, here on Collect All Monsters, we have gone more into do more movie-based discussions to tie into the collectibles. Because again, these collectibles look good, but they do have a story.
You wouldn't have the collectibles without the movies.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
We all wouldn't be here without the movies. We would not be.
That's right. David says this all the time. Like, this is where it starts for us, is with the movies. Yeah.
That's why we love collecting them.
It ends with the films, and that's why when we see a film like Minus Zero coming out, I mean, I'm going off track, but you know what you mean. That's a really good point, Leslie.
That sounds like a really wonderful segue for the next question.
Okay.
Oh.
Go for it.
Shall we?
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Yes.
That was a good one.
Do you believe Godzilla Minus One should have been a standalone film?
Oh boy.
David, why don't you just go?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get as excited as I am for Minus Zero. I'm very cautiously optimistic that they're going to be able to equal the incredible vibe that they had for the first one. And I think that if they did not decide to do the scarring on Noriko's neck, that it could have absolutely been a standalone film, like a happy ending. Like, let's just end it with this happy ending, and be a one and done. However, a big part of me wants to see a sequel, but again, I know that they're going to have a lot more money, but sometimes that doesn't translate to a better film. Sometimes when you're trying to find the funds, the creativity sort of takes over, and you do things that you wouldn't normally do if you had the money to just do it the standard way. But I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, and I hope it doesn't. But if they decided not to give that last scene with Noriko's deformity starting to arise, I think it absolutely should have possibly been a one and done. Then they could have Yamazaki could have done anything with his next film. He sort of obligated to tie in to what happened in the first one, in my opinion, because of that. And this is a tribute to how good that movie was. We all were so invested in her as a character and all the characters. God damn it, we want to see what happens to her. You know what I mean? Is she going to be okay? Is she going to be the next monster? There's all this kind of speculation going out there. But if they chose not to do that, then absolutely, I do think that it could have and maybe should have been a one and done.
All right, who wants to go next?
I guess I can.
Christine.
All right. So I'm kind of with David on this one. Like I don't think there's no way to top -1, and it's gonna be very hard. I know it's gonna be a really great movie. Like I have high hopes for it, and I know that we're all gonna love it. Most of me wanted it to be a standalone film. I think it would have done amazing. But if it's a standalone and it was so good, that means we won't get a sequel. And I did want to see a sequel. Because I just loved everything about the way Yamazaki wrote the story, the characters, even if he had left it at the end with Noriko's sparring, I feel like they could have left that and just left it as a standalone of that, and then it'd be up to us, like all of us were speculating, and it could have just been one of those movies where, you know what, you never know what happens, but you're always
No, I don't like that.
Well, that speculation of, hey, what happened? And they did show his heart, at the end beating, like GMK. So, like, you're kind of like, oh, okay, they're leaving it open for a reason. We know. I think though, standalone film, it could have been. Godzilla 54. They weren't expecting, that to explode the way it did, and now they're like, yeah.
Look, they made a mistake on that one because they really rushed Raids Again into production, and it really shows whether you like it or not. It was just a cash grab that really didn't nearly stand up to the standards of the first one.
No.
And again, if they made it a one off, then they could have gone any direction with Godzilla. They could have changed his design. Now they have this obligated to keep him looking sort of similar. I guess maybe he's growing from a new thing, but
that's what I'm thinking. He's growing. He's regrowing now, so maybe maybe he'll look. I'm assuming he's gonna look different, because now he's regrowing from a tiny little heart. So who knows? He could look. I love the design though, but
maybe the new Godzilla will have a big heart.
Like the Grinch. Maybe like the Grinch heart, right?
He's going to be a sweet...
His heart will grow 3 sizes.
He'll be our hero because of his big heart. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Spoilers.
All right. Kyle or Leslie, what do you guys think?
Okay. Go for it, dude.
Should have been a standalone movie.
It's a tough one.
Because it was so good. It was so good. I'll say this: if they didn't make a sequel, I would not have been mad about it, because at some point Toho was going to make something.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that we are getting a sequel, it's really, really good. But I think a lot of people are going to go in this with high expectations, really, and try and judge it based off -1, instead of maybe taking it for what the movie is going to be and then judge it from there.
Hard to do.
That's the problem with having such an awesome film like -1. And -1 was really a game changer of a film. The first film in the franchise to get an Oscar, and it's really the first film. All right, calm down, Peaches, calm down. But it's really like the first film in a long time. Yes, the MonsterVerse, breathe new life into Godzilla, but really -1 was the film that really made a lot of people look at Godzilla more than just a goofy superhero icon. They made him
switch.
Totally changed the
perception. Needed that switch.
It changed perception, and now I'm watching like around this time of year, there's a whole bunch of YouTube critics that watch movies, for a living, and they give their opinions on movies or whatever. And a lot of the critics I've been seeing have been saying one of the movies they're most looking forward to is Godzilla Minus Zero. So that is a good thing to see, not just from from people that's outside of the community, because when they watched Minus One, they were so floored by that movie, and a lot of their comments were like, "My God, this movie made me want to be a Godzilla fan a long time ago." So that was great. That was great. But to answer the question, again, it was a great movie. If they didn't make a sequel, I would not be mad about it. But now that they are making a sequel, I'm happy anyway. So that's the best way I can answer that question.
I think all three of us have the same sort of scenario. We feel the same way. Kyle,
we knew they were going to do another one, but
no, we didn't.
I didn't know that, but if you guys remember me before the movie came out, and even right after the movie came out, I talked about how much I've seen a lot of Yamazaki's films. I have watched many, many, many of Yamazaki's movies as a director, and I was very skeptical that he was going to make a good or great Godzilla movie. I was very happy that he made a great Godzilla movie. I also am a big fan of coming out with a home run and then tipping your hat and walking off stage and leaving your fans wanting more, but
absolutely.
not, but opening basically opening the gates for someone else to come in. I think, so yes, the question is, do I believe it should have been a standalone film at this moment? Yes, but I'm open to similar to before Minus One came out. And I was like, ooh, I don't know, Yamazaki. I'm open to being wrong about that. So there you go. That's the answer to that question.
Can lightning strike twice? Can lightning strike twice? And it has happened before. Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, hey. I know. I'm just a little
they
worried
could
about
top Star Wars or equal or top. That is, to this day, in my opinion, and many other Star Wars fans, the best in the franchise. Everything. Empire Strikes Back. So if they decide to make this a trilogy,
it's so rare though.
It's
to
very
find
rare.
a sequel.
Godfather 2 and Empire Strikes Back. That's it, really. Everything else is like, or
the Dark Knight was better than Batman Begins.
Oh, Dark Knight was good. Yeah.
It is possible though. It is possible, and it's not like out of the realm of something that could happen. But
Terminator 2. That's another one.
Terminator 2
was really good.
Another one.
Okay.
You're right. Terminator 2.
Aliens.
No, Aliens. No, not for me.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Just kidding.
I just don't want it to branch. I want it to stay with a serious tone.
Me too.
I like having a scary force of nature, like for the 54. I don't want it to slowly start leaning towards the like Godzilla was very grounded. Like this is something that could happen, right? And I don't want it to start going off into like the MonsterVerse films, kind of like into the out there, kind of, okay, now we're getting into the crazy, anything kind of goes stuff. I just really hope he keeps it grounded.
I don't
very
think
realistic.
I hope not. God forbid. I hope not.
I want it to be like, that's the reason why I loved Minus One so much. It was like very serious, dark, terrifying. That's what we've been wanting for a long time.
And I know Leslie, you and I are on the same page with so many things. There's very few things we disagree on, and one of the things that we agree on is we like Godzilla versus Mankind. That's to me, that's really good filmmaking for me, and for you too. Like the films that we gravitate towards, and I think that's where Godzilla is the strongest. When I love monster battles too; they're great.
Yeah,
but And I know people are jonesing for an opponent in this film, but I always found the films and the scenes where Godzilla is just fighting mankind are the most compelling and the most like harkening back to what Godzilla is all about. So that's just something to think about. Great questions.
Yes. Dang
Thank
good
you.
stuff.
Just really quick, Casey Ewing said, "Wow, I didn't know Kyle's opinion of Yamazaki." I would offer this to everyone. Go look at his filmography, and not just go look at it, like cherry pick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like if you love Space Battleship Yamato, he did a live action version of that. He did a Doraemon movie. He does a lot of, there's a word for this. There's a lot of he does licensed. It's not the right word. It's escaping me right now. He does a lot of movies that are based on existing properties. And so you can sort of cherry pick and say, oh, well, how did he do this one or do that one? Or and they're, unfortunately, I would say Lupin the Third. Yeah, that's another one. You know, people, Helmy loves everything, though. I see Helmy's comment here. Helmy loves everything. So don't use Helmy as your basis unless you just want to. You want to set the Helmy as the high and me as the low. I'm just saying, like, he's done so much stuff. Yamazaki's done so much stuff. There's a lot to choose from if you wanted to see his output beforehand. And he also did the Always on Sunset movies. So I'm not saying like he's a bad director or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, when he was announced as director, I was already familiar with his movies anyway. And I was just kind of like, okay. And he did great. Godzilla -1 was a great, really great film. So I just hope Godzilla -0 is also a really great film, but it doesn't have to be. I'm still going to go see the movie, probably a whole bunch of times. Yes, my first exposure was also Returner. That was also my very first Yamazaki film, which was actually, for the time, really, really cool and really interesting. So, okay.
All right.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next. We'll go with the video question. And speaking of the whole Godzilla thing, or Godzilla minus thing, let's hear from Mr. Greg Benton.
What's up, Collect All Monster community, Collect All Monster family? It's your boy Greg. I got a question for y'all. What is your ideal way to spend November 6th, 2026? What are you going to be doing on that day?
I'll start off. So that's November 6th. That's 3 days after Godzilla's birthday. So I'm going to be spending that day and all the days prior to that spoiling the hell out of Godzilla -0 for everybody.
You better don't.
No, I don't do that. I won't be doing that.
I don't care about.
And I guess I'll be sitting there. I'll be waiting for people to chime in and tell me that.
I know you gotta wait.
We should have
for
a
all of
show.
us.
We should have a supplemental right after they do it, like literally, like the next, like after we all see it here. The next day, we should have a supplemental. So we could, like, bang
The
it out.
7th, on the 7th.
On the 7th. On the 7th. Wow. Mr. Chambers, what about you?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to be working that day. I'm actually going to see -0 on that Saturday. And again, to all those people who actually is going to use a PTO day to take off that Friday so you can see a 2-hour movie, I think your employer should have you fired. That's just my opinion. Just wait until your day. Well, David, you're retired, so that don't apply to you. But I think that, again, if you have used a day that you have earned, not going to on vacation, not going somewhere you've never been before, but just to go to your local movie theater where you can see it on your day off for free without using any PTO time, I think you need to reassess your life. That's just my opinion. So yeah, what I'm doing on the 6th, I'm actually working and making money to get all this cool stuff that's behind me. Yes.
Buy the -0 merch.
That's what
Buy
I'm
the
doing.
-0 merch.
Yeah, y'all can go ahead and watch on that Friday and use your PTO day like a bunch of dummies, but I'm going to wait and see it on Saturday on my day off. That's what I'm going to be doing. Thank God nobody here is going to be doing that. Right, Christine?
I ain't gonna be. 'Cause I'm gonna
Wait a minute. The opinion of individual members of Collect All Monsters do not reflect the entire opinion of the entire show. Just putting that in there.
I'm taking a day off. Well, I'm assuming we're gonna have.
I'm gonna go next. Oh, you're already going. No, you already started. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm assuming that we're gonna have LA premiere. Hopefully, so my butt's on a plane. I'm flying to LA. I'm going because I missed -1 because I had to work and I couldn't take the day off.
You have a job?
Really? Oh, those French fries, man. But like, I was so upset. I wanted to go so bad, and I had ran out of PTO. I had nothing left, and I was like, well, I could have took an unpaid day, which I should have because I kicked myself for not going. So I'm like, you know what? I am not missing this. I'm going to LA. If they're doing it, I'm hoping they will. I'm sure they will.
They will.
But yeah, I'm gonna be there. So David, hopefully I will see you there.
Tag on to Christine.
Yes.
Keith and I are going to be going to LA to see the premiere with probably Jonathan and Nick and Robert Moreno and all of the LA peeps. I'm pretty sure that we can make this happen. James Hartman, you know, I'm pretty sure we're going to try to make that happen because I'm just so, unless Kyle says, don't bother, like he'll see it in a couple days. Like he doesn't have to give me any spoilers, but he's like, David.
No, this is what I would say to you. I'd say, well, David, I guess I'm going to be really interested to know what you think. And then that's just you're going to be like, you know?
Truth. That's the truth. No, but if Kyle
won't do that. I won't do that to you.
Kyle does not. I want you to do that. If Kyle doesn't do that, then I'll join everybody who's going to the premiere. Kyle. Oh, you already said you're going to be.
You're gonna be 3 days ahead of us.
But I will say I don't have to take a day off because Godzilla's birthday is a national holiday anyway. It also happens to be like Culture Day or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's because of Godzilla's birthday.
You're going to go to, don't tell me, you're going to go to Asakusa to see that festival, the Matsuri, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I am going to do that. That's right. Yeah. That's right. I'm going to do something cultural on that day. But I will also go see Godzilla -1 on the day it's released, probably. So.
I'm stoked.
A lot of culture you can fit in one day here in Japan. Okay, so that was a video question. Let's go ahead to our next. Here we go. Come on now. What tokusatsu film and/or property do you feel is underrepresented currently? In other words, which property needs more stuff out there, collectible wise?
I go first on this one.
Go for it.
I go first on this one. Zone Fighter. Fighter. Yeah.
Zone Fighter. Now I know a Zone Fighter is like a poor man's Ultraman, but daggone it, I love that show. I really do. And that's hardly nothing from that show. Even Godzilla was on the show a few times. Gigan and Ghidorah, even though he looked like crap, but still. but there's almost nothing from Zone Fighters. That's why I want to see more out there in terms of merch.
Excellent.
Leslie needs the X Plus series, right? You need an X Plus series of all the monsters in that are called something different, right? They're like they're kaiju, but they also have like
they're like
weapons and stuff. They've got
the Terror Beast. Thank you.
Yeah.
We need like an official Blu-ray release of that show. We don't have that.
Yes.
We don't have that.
Yes to that.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, but that's me. Zone Fighter. Who's next?
All right, I'll go next. I love Ultraman. There's tons of Ultraman. There's tons of Godzilla. Tons of Gamera. I think there should be more giant robot. Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. I love that series. John Ruffin would be here. He'd be agreeing with me. Crazy ass villains. Space Mummy, Vanguard, Dr. Botanist, Harlequin. I'd love to see Sofubi or X Plus style, representations of these monsters, of these henchmen, and then the monsters themselves. There's a company called Dream Rocket that put out a few of them. When I have them, I have the Gargoyle Vine, I have Draculon, and I also have Emperor Guillotine, the main big baddie. But I would love to see more giant robot, Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. I'd love to see some of that stuff to add some diversity and craziness. Those henchmen. If you've not seen those movies, they're absolutely nuts. And the main villain organization. In Japan, they're called Big Fire, but they're called the Gargoyle Gang, and they look like these beatnik, like James Bond villains, and it's just so cool, and it's just really fun. Giant robot, Johnny Sacco stuff. Yes, please.
Nice. Christine?
Me, I didn't really have much for this one because most of I'm just mostly into Godzilla. And that's what I want to collect, and I pretty much have everything that I want from the Godzilla film.
Well, there you go.
One thing that I would like that there's like nothing of. It's not.
You got to diversify your portfolio, Christine.
I know.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really much. I wouldn't really say it's tokusatsu or whatever, but it kind of ties to Japan. The Last Unicorn, because Rankin Bass.
Oh yeah, I love Rankin Bass stuff.
They had, and there's like no Rankin Bass. Like they did the Hobbit movies, Lord of the Rings, and they were like pre-Studio Ghibli, pretty much.
Yeah, all that stuff was produced in Japan. Yeah,
it might happen, Christine, because they're just starting to release action figures for the Hobbit. Like they have the Gollum.
Oh, they are.
They have Gollum, and they have Bilbo. So in the Rankin Bass, the animated style. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just started coming out. So
yeah, that would be cool. Because I my other favorite movie was The Last Unicorn. Oh man, I would love a Red Bull figure. I would love Amalthea, the unicorn, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, whatever.
You don't have this. You're not
I'll
really a
get one
Heisei
eventually.
fan. You don't have this. So.
I will get one eventually. He's on my list.
Or the Destroyer, you don't have that one. You don't have the Spiral 84. You don't have.
I pre-ordered my first Spiral. I got the Spiral Deluxe one. So what? July, I think, coming out. But
you tell him, Christine.
He's gonna have to go on the floor because I don't know where to put it right now. But I want some Last Unicorn stuff. I want some Rankin Bass, some pre-Studio Ghibli merch. That's what I'm going with. All right, Kyle, what do you got?
Well. I think what I have to say is earlier on.
Yes, you do.
I think he had he's been released enough. Yeah.
He had his 15 minutes of fame.
Okay, so what I said earlier, my gateway drug was I said it was the 84 or 85, Godzilla 1985, but really what I said at the beginning of that was I started off in like first grade as a 6-year-old. I was watching Space Giants and Spectre Man on television. And Space Giants, if similar to David's choice of Johnny Sacco, Space Giants is a very long running show. I mean, it's got, I think it's got like, I'm just going to take a stab at this. I think it's got like 50 plus episodes.
Oh, really?
And, and the concept behind Space Giants is that there is a bad guy named Rodak. I'm going to use the Americanization of this because I'm not as, what's that?
His name is Goa in Japanese, right?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know the Japanese angle of this as well because it's never been released here in America ever on home video.
Never.
I think what I have in my personal video collection have been like ripped from VHS tapes or something like that. So, so Rodak is the bad guy. He's an alien space vampire looking dude, and he has
big fro.
Big fro and a legion of it's not that big, but it's got curly hair.
Curly hair.
Mutton chops, glittery skin. Anyway, yeah. Oh my gosh, did he start the whole like glittery vampire thing? Anyway,
he might have.
The OG glittery vampire.
Oh, we gotta find a picture of him now. Shoot.
Okay. Jonathan Portman, our producer, could you please look up Rodak Space Giants and see if you could share that? Okay, so basically, Rodak comes to Earth and says he wants to take over the Earth, and he when he shows up, he finds it's just I'm not going to get too far into it. The first episode is real fun, but there are kaiju in it, and there are essentially sort of like superhero robots. Goldar Magma Taishi, and Goldar is like this golden robot with long hair, I know, and antenna, and he turns into a golden rocket. And Goldar has a wife named Silvar, who is a smaller silver rocket.
There's Rodak.
Hang on. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, there you go.
See?
That's him.
That's Rodak. Yep.
That's Rodak, man.
What in the blue Jesus is this thing?
Dude, Rodak is awesome. First up, the guy who does the voice for Rodak, I thought he was going to be some super duper famous like voice actor, like Paul Frees or something like that. But no, he's this dude who did like 6 or 7 voices on the show. Anyway,
and he kind of talks like
so
this.
basically,
Yes, that's right. He has a voice like this, and he talks and he sends out the villain monster.
That's it. Yep.
Ah, Goldar, I'll get you.
it's really cheesy.
Yep. It's fun.
And but really, really fun. And like seriously, every episode has a monster. It's not a one monster per episode. Sometimes there's like story arcs through episodes, but there's tons of monsters to choose from. Goldar, Silvar, and even their kid Gam, who is like they created because there's a child in the show as well, sort of like Johnny Sacco has.
Like Hoshino, right? Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you. That's Rodak.
That's Rodak.
No. It's suits. It's like so. This is Rodak is a guy in a suit, and this is his mask.
Yeah.
And Goldar and Silvar are also people in suits, and then all the monsters are all people in suits, and then there's the bad guys that Rodak has available to him. He's got like a legion, like an army, and there's some actually scary stuff that happens in it. Nightmare Fuel is actually what Johnny's saying here in the comments. There is like this might be nightmare fuel to you, Johnny, but to me as a kid, the bad guy army is like these shadow people.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
they sometimes like they'll take over a human, and like there'll be just some guy sitting down drinking a Coke on the street, and then these little shadow people will like infiltrate the person, and then they'll change into a bad guy. That ish was terrifying to me. What is that?
It reminds me of Jerome from Martin.
Oh, okay.
Jerome in the house. Yeah. I say Jerome in the house.
But anyway, there's I feel like in all seriousness, Space Giants had Magma Taishi, they had like maybe 6 figures that were produced by X Plus. I'm just saying, like, definitely Goldar, definitely Rodak, definitely Alron.
That monster right there, Agon, right? Yeah, that monster.
No, that's a different one. I think they produced like 3 or 4 of the monsters from the show, but they were on the card backs, and they're very expensive. I had one before I sold the collection, and I remember paying like $200+ for the Aron figure because back in the day, because he was not only part of Space Giants, but he was also Aegon the Atomic Dragon.
Right.
They basically took that and used it for Aegon the Atomic Dragon. So anyway,
do you know what
or vice versa.
What company produced Space Giants? Do you know?
Toei, I believe.
Oh, it's Toei. Right.
I believe so.
Oh my god!
And
yeah, that's the X Plus right there.
Oh yeah, John Ruffin loves Space Giants too. Do you remember one of his Showa Tells? He actually had the whistle, which is a little rocket that whatever the kid's name is, Gam's friend. He'd blow the whistle, and that's when Goldar and Silvar would come to the rescue.
So I used to have that too. I had it as a X Plus also released a desk lamp.
I'll be damned.
And the desk lamp was Rodak's ship.
And the whistle.
And it was on sort of like one of those bendy metallic arms. And then the whistle was electronic. You could press a button and it would make the da-da-da-da sound. And dude, I'm I'm going off, but that's the answer to your question. Is I would be in big trouble if they started releasing these things in mass, because it's really cool. I mean, it's similar to if Dream Rocket just started making Magma Taishi monsters. I'd be like, yikes! All right,
sold.
here I go.
I want them boots.
So.
I could rock
Those boots could be yours, David.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, I believe we've all answered this question, right?
Boy, did
okay. All right, let's move along to the next video question. Great question, by the way.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Take it away, Ray.
Cam fam and everybody watching, this is Ray2D2, and before I say anything else, let me wish everybody a Happy New Year. Anyway, I have a quick, well actually it's a two-part question, so I'm just curious, what item in your collection, whether it's a Safubi, a figure, a book, or even an article of clothing, far exceeded your expectation? For example, for me, it's this X plus 30 centimeter Gigan. I mean, when I first saw it in person, I'm like, this is even better than I could have imagined. And of course, on the other side of the spectrum, which is the one item that you still have in your collection that has been your biggest disappointment? Mine has to be this Godzilla History of Formative Arts book. I was really looking forward to this, but it was a big letdown for me. I think I've looked at this book maybe twice since I've had it. I think I've had it for about 5 years. Anyway, just curious to what your two items are.
Great question.
I want to know why you don't like that book.
I like it.
I will just say that my biggest criticism of that book is the type of paper that it was printed on, because
the cardboard,
the photos that they have are incredibly great photos, but the fact that paper has it's got like a real tooth to it. It sort of takes away from the detail of those photos. So I totally understand why it's not as good of a release, and but yeah, it could have been a little bit better, I would say. So
100% agree.
But also at the same time, if you bought a lot of those special effects books, a lot of those same photos is in that other book as well. So it's like you kind of get into the same thing, really. And I found out the hard way, honestly, because I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before, but yeah. But I guess since I'm talking, I guess I'll go.
Go, Leslie.
I'll go first. Okay, I figured that it exceeded my expectation. I knew I would love it when I got it, but I knew I would love it this much. And selfishly, I'm trying to rub this in the face of the female host of this show, but the favorite sculptor's line.
Whatever. Damn it! I should. If anybody has one, extra one, I would like to buy that.
They're still available, Christine. I think I saw it around.
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
gotta look better.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
I hate myself for not getting this.
All jokes aside, Christine, if you want one, I highly suggest you go after. In my opinion, I think the Ginza, this one, the G-Store exclusive, is the better out of all three.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one too.
I didn't like the production photos, but then once people got it, I was like, dang.
Blow up again, Jonathan. See, look at this. Like, this is, he looks so angry. He looks so awesome. Like,
that pose. There's nothing like that pose,
Yeah. So this right here is the first part of that question. And my biggest disappointment, oh my God, I have not gotten over this since I bought this thing back in the day. And you know what?
No.
And it's not really a figure per se, but we cover not only figures, we cover posters, books, and Blu-rays. And I'm talking about this Blu-ray from Kraken of Godzilla 1984.
Oh,
such a big disappointment, because I hope that 1985 was up here and it's not included.
Yeah.
Not to mention
stupid.
The international dub of this movie is absolutely horrible. It's like shoving glass in your ears. That's how horrible this movie is. If you thought the Japanese version of 84 is boring, and it is, this the international version make you want to watch Fox News. That's how bad it is. So to this day, I'm glad I got it, because again, this was the one movie that never saw a Blu-ray release, at least here stateside. So this was the movie that we were all really looking forward to grabbing, and we got this, and it's such a disappointment. So
that and
There you go.
the terrible international dub for the Sea Monster.
Uh, and Son of Gods, all of them. They're
Oh my
all.
god! Like, why? The original ones were so good.
Why don't you
Well,
go
not
next?
so
then?
good, but
Christine?
okay.
Why don't you go?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm going. Okay. Well, Sea Monster would definitely be one. The international was just horrendous. So one that exceeded my expectations is going to be. We've shown it off so many times already on the show today, but this. When I saw online, I already knew I loved it and I wanted it. But then when it came in person, and the funny thing is, I didn't even like the green one at first. I wanted which I have it now, the black and the red one, and that was actually the one I had ordered first. I wasn't feeling the green. And
You're welcome.
I know. I think Kyle, you posted your pictures, and I was like, dang, that actually looks pretty good. So I was like, I'll just get it. And then it came out. I was like, wow, this is all shiny. I don't know if the whole thing is translucent, but
Yeah, it's made of a whole the whole thing is a translucent vinyl. I think except maybe the arms.
for the feet, maybe. I don't
No,
know.
even the legs are totally translucent
Oh wow,
as well.
it's just so like. And then because this one actually came in first, even though I ordered it afterwards. But no, in person, like I was like, wow, and it's a lot bigger. It's always hard looking at pictures and videos to see like really how big it is once you have it in person. But man, I'm glad I got the green one. Thanks, Kyle. I didn't even like the green one when I first saw it. I was like, I want the
Imagine if
black
it were
and orange
blue.
one.
Imagine if it
Oh
were
yeah,
blue.
yeah.
Oh, forget
I
it.
hope they do a blue one. The white one was I wasn't really feeling that one, but if they do a blue one, sign me up for that sucker. And then I figured that it disappointed me. Actually, I got this one a long time ago, and when it came in, I was like, there's something off on it. It's actually the X Plus 1992 Godzilla. I don't know. There's something off on the face and the neck. It doesn't look like Godzilla in any of the movies.
No, it's a little too stylized. Yeah.
It's a little different. So I was never really a fan. I tried to sell it, and nobody else really likes it either because nobody wanted to buy it. So it's still. If somebody likes it, here you go. I'll sell it.
There you go.
It's not that bad.
Actually, now that I think about it, it's not that bad. You want to buy it?
It's different, right? There's not really a lot of 92s out there, which is why I wanted it. But I wasn't really feeling it.
They missed the mark.
Yeah, it's not really movie accurate because this is when I had started really getting into X Plus, and they were super, movie accurate to me. And this came in, and I'm like, this is not it. So I still like them. If you want them on your shelf, let me know. But otherwise, he will say.
You may get it first.
Yeah, I'll trade you for 89. I'll trade you. So that's me. All right, David.
All right, so I was gonna show this guy as exceeding my expectations, the Ichiban Kuji Godzillasaurus, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go with you. It's got to be that frog tree because I liked it a lot when I saw Kyle's years ago or a year and a half ago, and then when I was stayed at James Hartman's house before I took the flight from LA to Japan to see Kyle and everybody, he had two of them. He had the white one and the green one, and he put it in my hand, and I'm like, dude, these are beautiful. They're big, like you said. The size is kind of disconcerting. How big they are. They're heavy, and the white one, Christine, I hate to say it, I didn't like it at first either, but when you see it in person, it's really, really beautiful. But the green so far is the best until I get my custom, and then we'll see what happens.
I can't wait to see that.
But that's my favorite.
I don't know.
See, that's the one I originally wanted. Was that one?
Well, they're all good. I mean, they're all good. They're all good. But
Kyle got us all started on the green.
It definitely exceeded my expectations. But, however, you guys know me pretty well by now, and you guys who watch know me pretty well. I'm very, very picky when it comes to choosing items that I put into my collection now because of the space, the money, etc. So I honestly can't answer it because I don't own anything that I'm disappointed with because I usually, for the last couple of years, I haven't bought anything that I've been disappointed with because I do exhaustive research through you guys, through the show, through the internet. And, but I will
Even
say,
back before the show, you would buy something, and if you didn't love it, you would get rid of it pretty quickly.
And that's exactly right, Kyle. And one of the thing that comes to mind as the most egregious item that I got, it was actually from X Plus.
I know where you're going.
It was that 25 centimeter 1962.
Oh,
It was just horrendous. It was like skinny. The face was wrong. Where did you think I was going, Leslie?
The gigantic 64.
Well, that too. Well, you know what?
Yeah,
That's probably the no pun intended bigger example because I was so stoked for that piece, and I was one of the first to get it, and I got the Rick version too, and I was like, oh, really?
It's a
And,
dud.
comparing it, I have to compare it with the M1 rubber skin kit, which is pretty much perfect. And to see that thing sitting next to it, I just couldn't. And it was very expensive, very big, and luckily someone liked it much better than I did, and really wanted it in their collection. But yeah, that's great, Leslie. I'd forgotten about that one, and that's the only gigantic that I really don't have anymore because
I didn't buy that one either. Yeah.
so incredibly disappointed. The hands are too small. They just missed the mark. And for my favorite incarnation of Showa Godzilla to sort of be such a loser, I couldn't even stand looking at it. So I got rid of it. It's gone. So thank you, Leslie, for that, for reminding me. And yes, Ray, I do agree with Kyle. The photos are great, but that construction paper, it ain't cutting it, no pun intended, because it probably could cut right through it. But it's they did miss the mark on that book as far as the choice of paper.
That's
all right. That's it for me, Kyle. What about you?
Okay, so Ray's question. I'm going backwards with his question here. So the thing that was the most disappointing once I got it. This also counts for the letdown of the figure as well. And I still have it too. Is Sun Guts Nightmare Gamera. Now, I love the Gamera trilogy from the Heisei era. As you guys know, I did the Shrine of Gamera for a long time, and when Gamera 3 came out, I thought that the version that they put in that movie where they, had Ayana's nightmare version of Gamera in her mind, it looked so badass. And I had a really killer model kit of it for a long time, but I wanted this Sofubi version, and this is that Sofubi version, and it does look cool. Here, I'll blow myself up. It's not that it's a terrible figure, but the first one that I wanted was sort of a translucent gray version of it. Maybe made it a little more ghost-like, I guess. And this one here, let me illustrate my issue with it with a book. Nope, that's not a good book for that. Hang on. Actually, I'll use David's painting here. Okay. So when you hold him up, he's leaning really far forward, and so much so that if I were to have an earthquake, which we do here in Japan, he will just topple over. And so the sculpt as well and the vinyl as well. It's really just, unfortunately, everything about this misses the mark for me. And I love Trauma Gamera, Nightmare Gamera, but for me, this is not a win. And even though it's not a win, it's still in my collection. And I'll keep myself large and in charge. I said I'll keep myself large.
He means it.
For the figure in my collection that really exceeded my expectations. And that was my very first M1 GMK figure.
Oh!
I bought this. I sort of bought this because I was like, hey, cool, GMK. I love GMK. He's one of my favorite monsters. but something about this sculpt really spoke to me, continues speaking to me, and the fact that this and all the other monsters from the M1 GMK lineup were all sculpted by the guy who made the suits. Like, to me, that is incredible. Plus, then I started getting more of them. And once I had like 3 or 4 of them, I was like, okay, I'm on a mission to get all of them.
Yeah, you are.
And I have like almost all of them. There's only 2 that I don't have that I really kind of want, and only one of those I really want. So feel free to sell me your squishy red vinyl version if you have it out there, because he's the only one I'm missing. So I know I've only seen it once, just once for sale, and I missed it. So, and I actually, if I told this story on the show, I don't have to be big anymore for this. I actually, it was up for auction along with the one that you helped me get, David.
Yes.
The 2 of them were up for auction on Yahoo Japan, and the first time they dropped, or first time they were put up, it was for just so much money that I was like, that's obscene. And I'm willing to pay a little bit of an obscene amount of money for it, but for those 2, it was like so obscene that I was like, there's just no way I could do it. And it just kept going down and going down. Every week they would repost it and drop the price. And then I believe I was like, I told Lady Kyle, I was like, hey, babe, I got to tell you that this is going to happen. I'm going to pull the trigger on this auction. It's not cheap. It's actually probably one of the most expensive things I've ever bought toy-wise, but I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to do it. And she was like, I think you should do it. I literally went upstairs because I'm up here to my computer instead of doing it on my phone, because I was like, I want to make sure I can translate everything in the auction and I'm not going to rip myself off somehow.
Oh, yeah.
And I had sent myself the link to my computer. I sat down on my computer, and for the time I went from downstairs where the auction was active to the time I got up here, someone had bought it. And I know the guy personally who bought it. So still jealous, but yeah, anyway, extended story for you guys there. Let's kind of breeze through these next ones quickly if we can.
Sure.
So I believe that means we're the last of our text questions here, and that would be, if you could continue any era, Showa, Heisei, Millennium, and keep the vibes and aesthetic of that series intact, which would it be? Short question but maybe give a little bit of a explanation for your answer. Who's going to go first, David?
Okay, it's me. You all are probably thinking I'm going to say Showa, but I think Showa is pretty complete. They did a lot of movies. A lot of great stuff happened. It had an evolution. I'm going to go with Millennium because I think they were on a roll, and then they just, if let's just take Final Wars out of the picture, if they would have just went with the continued on with the Kiryu series, I would have liked to have seen how that ended up and evolved into like a finale. So I'm going to go with the Millennium series. Boom. Christine.
I'm gonna go with the Heisei series.
Oh, big surprise.
I feel like we needed more of that. I love the Heisei Godzilla design, the suit. I would have liked to seen more original monsters in the Heisei series, because we got Batra, we got Biollante, Mike Godzilla too, but I'm a big 90s fan, so I would have loved, maybe like 3 or 4 more Heisei series movies, some new kaiju and all that.
Cool.
My favorite. Leslie, what you got?
I agree with Millennium. It was with David with Millennium. Still keep final words. David, you're not going to deny me Kazakador. I'm sorry, that ain't happening. I need my Kazakador in my life, okay?
He could be in there. Just get rid of the rest of the movie. That's
Nope. I mean,
I'll take the win. I'll take it. All right.
Yeah, but in a way, we kind of getting that with the Railway Era, because again, like I mentioned on our last supplemental, pretty much every Godzilla that we got from the Railway Era, Shin, -1, Gemstone, anime trilogy, Singular Point, the shorts on Godzilla Day, they're all different, and they're all in different universes, and they have nothing to do with each other. So basically, it's like the Millennium 2.0, or at least what the Millennium series should have been, with every Godzilla having a distinct vision that is completely separate from each other. So, yeah, that's me.
Cool. I actually think that as much smack as I talk about it, I think I would actually go with Christine and vote for Heisei, because it is a coherent arc all the way through. You can treat it as, onesie twosies like that if you want to, but really you're talking about not just a consistent story arc for the whole series, essentially, where you've got characters that show up mostly that are all, played by the same actors and come back in for the same role in the next film and the next film. But visually, I really still love the look that Kawakita established with his series. And while I think, 10 years ago, I would have been like, man, there's too much glitter. I think nowadays I'm like, that's just part of his signature. And I think, the Heisei series had it going on. And I agree with Christine, more original kaiju would be cool, but we did get some really great original kaiju in it. And I think that the Heisei series, had it been allowed to continue, could have benefited a lot from improvements in suitmation and even some CGI, although that was still many years away. So that would be my answer to the question.
Good.
Great. So we got 2-2.
All right, 2-2. Yeah, look at us.
Okay. I believe that means we are down to the last two questions, video-wise, and it's a father-son team.
Hello, Collect All Monsters crew. Thank you for having me on the show. With the Monsterverse going on in the United States and the success of Godzilla -1 over in Japan, Godzilla has certainly been booming in these past couple of years, not just with the fans, but also with companies. We've seen a lot more Godzilla figures, apparel, accessories, and such. It's getting quite overwhelming. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on the fact that it seems like especially with Sofubi figures, that if you're not lucky enough to win the figure through the lottery or be at the event to pick up the figure where it's released, that the prices seem to be doubling or tripling what they originally were. Everything just seems to be shooting upward. And again, just the sheer amount of things coming out from various companies, I was curious if you think this trend can be sustained, or do you think that fans are going to be feeling burnout because of the overwhelming amount of figures and things coming out, and just that the prices are shooting up so much? So again, thank you for your time, and again, thank you for having me on the show.
Right. Yes, I agree. Great question. If you guys don't mind, I'm just going to give my quick response to it.
Yeah.
I think that maybe like 10 years ago, I would have thought, oh yeah, fans are we're going to get burned out on all this stuff. Because there are so many releases, there are so many movies, and what I've actually come to feel though is that this consumer culture that we are definitely a part of, the collecting culture and the consuming of movies and media, is definitely something that we're eating it up. Like, we are definitely not. I think most people I know are not getting fed up with it. That sure, every once in a while, I see somebody be like, "Oh, collecting's not fun anymore," and I get it. I totally get it. But you know, if you asked me today, "Hey, are you interested in stopping your collecting or getting out of this whole hobby?" That's a hell no from me. So I think that there's so much diversity in what is being offered out there. Like I said earlier, like, we can pick and choose the things that we like, and it doesn't make me feel like less of a collector or less of an enthusiast. Like, Leslie brought up the Monarch TV show that's coming out again, like the season 2. Like, I didn't really love the Monsterverse, but I actually really liked the Monarch TV show. So to me, that doesn't like detract from my own love for the genre as a whole. I feel like there's so much out there. I don't have to don't have to be a completist for everything.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Makes a lot of sense.
Who next?
I'll go next. So I think that every collector is on his own journey. And I've been collecting for a lot longer than some people, not as long as some others. But I think that my collecting habits have shifted. And a lot of that is due to the things that you brought up. The lotteries are super frustrating. The small runs are super frustrating. Yet I understand why they're necessary and why they're done, having been lucky enough to know some people involved in the production of these figures. So I have a different perspective seeing their side of it too. But that doesn't make it any less frustrating when you see a figure and there's like 30 of them, and you got to get on the lottery thing and this and that. And then the aftermarket prices are ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. And I applaud collectors who will buy something and it's not to their liking, and they'll sell it for essentially what they paid for it. I think that's really commendable and great. It's good toy karma. But my personal journey, I'm deterred by 3 things. One, lack of space. I'm really at my capacity, and I don't understand. Like, I loved our Kaiju Conundrum talks that we've had last year, and I've learned a lot, and I still am frustrated because I don't know. Like, I've seen Kyle's collection in person, and honestly don't know how he can expand too much unless he goes to a different room. Because the way he's curated it, it looks perfect now. But I think if he puts too much more in there, it's going to look oversaturated. You're not going to be able to focus on the awesomeness of specific figures, if that makes any sense.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
And I'm sure, Leslie, if I saw yours in person too, I feel the same way. Christine, you look like you have more space than some of us do. Like, you have some space to play around with. But for me, I don't have the room and the money. I'm retired, as Leslie said, and I don't have the money. And also the tariffs or the shipping is very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to pay almost as much as the figure for shipping. And I understand that that's without the tariffs, that's still the way of the world. And it doesn't, like I said, doesn't make it any less frustrating. But I still love it. I still have the bug. I don't think it's ever going to leave me. There was a time, I don't know if you guys didn't even know me. I said I was going to stop collecting when I was 30. And boy, that didn't happen. And then 40 came, and I said, screw it. And then 50 came, and I'm in Japan buying shit. So it's not stuff. So it's like, but my short answer is every collector has his own journey, and they're going to reach a point where they're not going to have the space, the money, or the patience to do the way of collecting it, the way collecting is these days. But we're very lucky to have a great community that we have here in our group, especially, where we help each other out with, hey, I just saw that, and it's you can get that without this. Hey, I don't like mine. I'll sell you it for what I paid for it. That kind of thing, restores my faith in the collecting community and humanity. So I don't think I'll ever lose the bug of collecting. There'll always be something that I'm going to want to get and be excited about, whether I can afford to put it in my collection or have the space to put it in my collection. So that's my answer, and it was a great question. So one of you guys want to go next?
Oh, I guess I can. No, it was a really good question. I don't really see any burnout happening. Like Kyle said, every now and then I'll see somebody who wants to get out. But I mean, it's just been full steam on ahead, I feel. And I think a reason for it, for me at least, is growing up, I wanted these. I wanted these kind of toys, and they weren't there. All we had was, Trendmasters and some Bandai if I could find it. But it was mostly Trendmasters for me. So so these are the things that I wanted that, as a kid, I didn't have money, I didn't have a job, I couldn't afford it, but now I can, and I love everything that's coming out. And I have definitely noticed the trend of the pricing, because when I first started with Safubi, at least, was what, 2014-ish? And back then, I thought, $60 was a lot. I'm like, oh man, I just paid, $1,600. And now you have some that are coming out dropping at $1,200, for some. And, and obviously I don't want to spend, I would like to. if I had the money, yeah, I would pay it. And there's people that have the money and you pay it. But I think recently is I've noticed the rise of the designer vinyl, which is more expensive, and it's extremely beautiful, and it's towards a certain market because they know, people have this money that they're willing to spend for these things. Like I said, if I had the money, I would spend it. And some of them
That's
I do.
interesting. I feel almost the opposite. I think maybe that's like a Gen X thing in me that is sort of like wants to give the finger to the system. That's like oh wait, these okay, so the nags, right? So the nags are a great example for me.
My head
right?
shaking. Yeah.
For me, one of the things that I love about, even though, and we'll get to the Chuck's question in a second too, but like, even though I love the vintage stuff and the vintage origin of these figures, and one of the reasons that I'll skip to that later, but to me, Sofubi stuff should be made en masse. You should get from a poll. You should get like M1. Yeah, you should get hundreds of pieces that come out of a sculpt, and then they get painted and released in different variations and so forth. Hundreds of them, so that you can fulfill the desire for that. And also, what that should do is that should make each individual piece a little cheaper, but you get when with Nag, and I'll even talk about it before he died, a Nag figure was still $800 brand new, and 500, 600, they just keep going up.
Yeah.
And to me, that is anti Sofubi, and I know it's because they are attracting and capitalizing on the people who look at these things as fine art or even just art, I'll just say. And so to me, I really don't appreciate that. As a collector, I appreciate there's many facets of this that I appreciate. I appreciate a beautiful sculpt, a beautiful paint, but I also appreciate my friends being able to have the same figure, right? Exactly. Like when I am the only person that has figure X, I don't get off on that. Actually, it kind of pisses me off. And so but it does. Like I don't see any. I don't get any joy out of exclusivity. Ooh, I have this and no one else does. Like, I think that if it's awesome, more people should have it.
Should be able to have it. I agree.
And
1,000% with that.
That's what I was hoping that would be the way that Neo Player One would go, because
they went the opposite direction, didn't they?
Within 2 years, the big giant one, $200 at the Wonder Class, the first one, very first, release, whatever.
Yep.
That was you know, and now oh my gosh.
Okay,
I
so
love
the
this
Mecha King Ghidorah that they have coming out is over $1,000, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
Without
all of them.
shipping,
The
before shipping.
Destroya,
Before shipping.
the small ones he was doing. He stopped doing those. The lotteries like $100. And oh man, I was hoping that one. I'm like, these are great. People love them. But now I can't afford any of them anymore. Now it's more the exclusive, the higher end designer for people who have money. And so
Yeah.
I'm happy with the ones that I have. But that's all I'm gonna have now. So, but I mean,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Christina. I didn't
well,
want to
no, I
interrupt
like
what you were
what you're
saying.
saying
But
because that's how
yeah.
I feel too. Like it's nice when cause I was hoping that's how, because and there's so many people that love the Neo Player One stuff. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't, but it just kind of stinks because I love it. I want the Destroyer.
Good.
I want the Mecha King Ghidorah, but I can't do 1,200.
Well, you know what it is. I think we all agree that it takes the fun out of it when someone really wants something and they can't do it because of the exclusivity and the cost and the limited amount. Like, for example, the knots that just shot up crazy. And I'm at the point now where I love that figure so much. I'm actually feeling guilty when I post pictures of it because I don't want to say I have this and you don't. I'm grateful, but I feel really bad. Like I know Jonathan wants one so badly, and it's like I hate that only a few came out, and there's so many people who want that particular figure, and they can't get it, and it's just really frustrating. And
was licensing.
And it takes the fun out of it for me. I totally agree with Kyle, and I don't want to be the only one to have something. I can do that myself with my model kits. I can do my own personal, thing. But
the storyboard figure is like honestly, the storyboard figure is like a rags to riches kind of situation that I can get behind and I can approve of that because it was 8,000 yen when it came out. That's not an expensive figure when it came out. It had to do with the small quote unquote small run.
I guess that's a bad example. Yeah, that's a bad example.
So like I'm just saying like it's not a bad example. It's a very valid example, because it is a very highly sought after figure, but at least it's not I like some of Neo Player One stuff, but at least it's not what they're doing and what NAG is doing. And Izu Monster is another example of that too, where there are these people that are putting out figures and their starting point is astronomical. And to me, it's like it is anti-sophobia, and it's against the grain of what I feel like this industry should be doing. And I can get behind like kind of expensive figures, but like Mondo releases are a good example of that. They're not cheap, but they're not exorbitant, and to me,
M1 too. M1's the same thing.
Oh yeah,
and M1's prices are getting more expensive because of the cost of materials.
But still, it's the fact that someone wants a GMK M1 Godzilla. There's so many different ones you can choose from, and they're all different price points. If you want one that's more exclusive, that's a whole different thing. And like I was saying before, that's I like these because they're not cheap, but they're not ridiculously expensive. And this one was actually kind of hard to find. Another bad example, but like Creature Bazaar's doing it right. Creature Bazaar's doing it right. They have enough supply that anybody who wants one can essentially get one, and they're not super expensive. But I don't want anybody to misunderstand what we're saying. Is we don't want to. We understand some things have to be a certain price, but these ridiculous, gouged prices, and then for someone to turn around and buy it for whatever, and then even go more. It's just,
there's a difference between like offering something up for a ridiculous amount of money because you think it's worth that much or whatever, and the aftermarket blowing something up. Like Chuck is talking about the storyboard, for example, and like I feel like we need to hear from Leslie.
We need to hear from Leslie because he's going to do the model kit perspective and the X Plus perspective, which is a whole different side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all really took my answer. I will agree that there is burnout to be expected, especially when you accumulate a lot of stuff. But for me personally, just the tariff situation, and I'm not trying to go on a political thing, but the tariff situation really just sours me. Really,
yeah.
where you got to spend a whole lot more just to get something. Where now the shipping, like I think David said, sometimes the shipping can be even more than the figure itself.
Right.
Or
That
as
right
much
there,
as the figure itself.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Being double.
Unacceptable.
that's sad, but at the same time, that's the world we're living in. So I think as collectors, we're strong at adapting. We're strong at just dealing with certain things, and this too will pass at some point, but at least in the meantime, if you can't get new stuff or it's more expensive to get new stuff, use this opportunity to appreciate what you already have, because I'm sure that there's some stuff in your collection that you may have forgotten about, or maybe you forgot that you bought it in the first place, maybe you lost interest in it. Now is the time, if you can't find other ways to get stuff from Japan, now is the time to say, you know what, I know why I bought that. I know why I got that. I know why I invested in that. And maybe you can find that passion for the stuff, for your old stuff all over again, to make up for the fact you're not getting new stuff. So
That's a really good point. And I think, and I'm gonna say it out loud, when we resume Showa and Tell, I think we should do 3 new ones and one that we love, that we want to show off, and that we want to introduce, and we want to show off to people. So we'll talk about that behind the scenes. But I'm just putting it out there because I think that the fact that this show and this group, we really have to show gratitude and love for what we have already, because we all have amazing collections. And maybe something Leslie has, hey, I never even knew you had that. I definitely found that out when I saw Kyle's in person. I never even knew he had that. He may have had it for 10 years. And it's one of those things where I think it's great for the community's morale to show that we're grateful for all of the things that we've accumulated over the years. And I think it'd be a breath of fresh air. And Leslie,
Yeah, because I this year I was thinking about, I kind of want to, well, it's hard because there's so many amazing things coming out, but I kind of want to slow down on collecting and spending as much as I do, because the stuff that I want is now getting more expensive. So I kind of want to slow down on that because I want to travel more. I want to start going, like, I want to go to Arizona and Florida and all that
California, come back.
Yeah, yes. We want to go back to California, Palm Springs. Now that one is finally open, I'm like, oh my god! Of course they open it after I leave. I'm dying to drive down all the way.
But another thing too, Christine, if you don't mind, we should talk about curating. Like, now that we have these figures, let's make the collections. Let's curate them. How do we do it? How are we going to do this? How are we going to fit them on the shelves? That's the next step in evolution of collecting. Now that we have it, let's display it so we can get the most enjoyment out of the pieces.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm talking too much today.
And it's hard too, because there's so many awesome things always coming out, and I'm like, oh, I really want this thing. And there's some that obviously you can't say no to, but some I have to. Price wise, there's some that I have to, and you know what? And the people that can get it, I'm happy for them. Like, there's a lot of people who get all the Neo Player ones. Oh my gosh, they take beautiful photos. So I'm glad that I can at least appreciate it. And
you've got quite a few though, don't you? You have several. So you should be grateful for the ones you have, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm so lucky I even was able to even get the ones I have. But I love seeing when other people get them that really enjoy the figures. Like, I like when people get something, even if it's expensive, I can afford it. But if somebody else has it that I know loves it and appreciates it, because somebody else in the comments had mentioned about like scalpers that buy it just to resell, which that makes me sad, because there's so many people that love these things, that want them, that don't have the opportunity because, but that's just the way it is. There's scalpers everywhere. But I love seeing when somebody else gets something and I can appreciate, like, okay, I didn't get it, but I'm glad you have it, and I love seeing people's pictures of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that though. I'm glad
I think we're all gonna have that before the show's over.
I'm so mad.
That's a beauty, because I know Keith likes it, because when he watched your stream, he's like, "That's a beautiful figure. Why don't you have that?" I'm like, I don't know.
like I don't know. There was something in the promo pictures that I didn't like, but then when people started getting, I'm like, dang, I should have got it.
I think we have one question left, don't we?
We do.
Leslie, were you finished, or were you?
Hello to
I'm
all
good.
my
I'm good.
Collect All Monster friends. I have a question that I think will be a lot of fun to really dig into. And David, I wore this shirt for you.
Thank you so much.
First, let me start off by saying this is Alex's collection. I'm filming this at his place.
Wow.
And I find it interesting. There's not more interest in vintage Godzilla figures in the collecting community. Now, you might say it's the price of rare figures that scares people off. However, almost any new Sofubi from Frog Tree, Neo Player One, or Tig almost triples in price and value within a few days of its release and rivals the value of some vintage pieces, especially in regard to Neo Player One. It's surprising to see how much collectors will spend on modern Sofubi with intentionally low run number and capitalizing on fear of missing out versus original vintage pieces that are genuinely rare and have historical significance of being the first vinyl figures of many of our favorite kaiju. So why do you think there's not more interest in collecting the vintage pieces from the 60s and 70s? I'm going to be very curious to see what your opinions are on this.
Wow.
Thank you, Chuck.
A perfect question to finish off this whole discussion day with.
Right.
It kind of culminates everything we've been talking about, right?
Yeah. I'll sit this one out.
Alex's collection is nuts.
All right, so I'll go first. Yeah, let's just start off by saying Alex's collection is next level awesome. I had no idea he had that much vintage pieces and all those beautiful, like, clear Sarujirushis. Like, man, dude's got some great stuff in that collection. So thank you for that amazing question. So I think, like, again, I'm going to use this example. Every collector is different. Every collector's journey ebbs and flows, and it does its own thing. My collecting journey, when I first started, I was only into the realistic stuff, the model kits, and then the Bandai, and then I started to sort of delve into the Vinyl Paradise. Would never really like those, but I'm gonna cut to the chase. My collecting journey did not start with vintage pieces. The more I learned about the collecting world, about how these figures are produced, the significance of them, their presence in films that we love. I mean, you know, the Gamora episode of Ultraman, there's a bunch of bull marks in there. He's like sitting around. I never noticed it until I started to be a collector. And of course, we know that the Godzilla that goes down the sliding board in Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. But there's just not everybody's gonna latch on to the vintage stuff. It's not for everybody, and I don't think it really has to do with the price. I think it has to do with the aesthetics of it. People, collectors are so focused on the realism and the colors and the outlandish like aspects of the figures that they kind of don't really gravitate towards the simpler forms and the more muted colors, even though some of the vintage pieces are very colorful. I personally, I sort of circled back to my vintage collection, and I don't necessarily need everything. And I just pick and choose the significant pieces that mean something to me, that are nostalgic to me, that I've seen in the movies, and that I can afford. And I think that is the way I go about collecting in general. It's just what speaks to me. It could be a new piece. It could be an older piece. It could be a vintage piece. But I think that those pieces to me belong in museums. They're art pieces. And that's why I don't display them with the rest of my Sofubis. They're actually in the living room on shelves. And I think they're sort of in a class by themselves as far as I'm concerned. And I don't want to display them with my, my Marmots and my M1s and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. That's my answer to that one. Who wants to go next?
Well, I mean, you pretty much covered what I was going to say about it, David. For me, like you said, it's more of a simpler, because these came out in the 70s, so it's more of a simpler kind of sculpt and colors and all that, and they were aimed more towards kids, but now Safubi has evolved where it's mostly adults that are collecting these. Lot for nostalgia purposes too, but
It's pretty much all adults collecting some of these.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
there's no kids buying, Neo Player Ones or Frog Trees or whatever. But it's definitely evolved from these are kids' toys to now, oh no, these are artistic pieces. I don't have any vintage, unless you count Treadmasters as vintage now, but I was never really drawn to it because it is a more kind of simpler style. And I like the colorful stuff too. But I have always wanted to get one just because of the meaning of it.
And you should.
Historical
Yeah.
significance of it, yeah.
If you come across one, you should. If you go to Japan and you see one in a secondhand store, I think that's the perfect opportunity to say, hey, and buy. And I'm going to just for a second, buying one in Japan,
Yeah,
at a shop that was held and loved by a kid or a collector. To me, that is so cool, and the history behind it. And I know some people talk about they don't like any writing on the bottom of the feet. I don't care. I love it. It's great. I don't want scribbling across the figure, but if there's a kid's signature on the bottom of the foot, I think that adds to the value, not detracts from it. Because I'm not in this game to sell it. I'm in it to
keep it
myself. So go ahead. Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to usurp your time.
Oh no, you're
It's
fine.
maybe my time.
But no, I mean, I would like to get one, but I know there's a lot of people who are very much into that. Like they want all the vintage pieces. And like you said, I think it's each collector's journey. Like I started out with the more realistic. I did not like Safubi at all. I thought they were ugly. I'm like, these look like kids' bath toys.
Oh.
And then that's literally what I thought. Like, this is like the shampoo style kind of stuff, And then I got my first one, and I was like, wow, these are actually really cool. And now look at me. But no, I would like to grab, but I think like you said, it depends on each person's style of what they like to collect. So like, look at Leslie, you don't have any. Well, you do have one.
Well, now he does.
You have the Akumatenchi, Dusty, right? That's yours, right?
He does. You got Akumatenchi.
Yeah, sneaking in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
No, it's the marmot. It's the marmot. I'm gonna have the Akumatenchi.
But you also
I thought
don't you also
Oh
have
no,
the
you thought about getting the Akumatenchi.
No, I wanted it, but
wanted
I
it,
didn't
right,
get it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It was part of a stream. It was in your collection room at one point in your hands.
Yeah,
And you were talking it out.
Yeah.
Was it Rich's or whose was it?
No, it was Brett who did the Kaijubi thing.
Yeah,
Brett.
right.
That's right.
Brett Mullen. Yeah, Brett Mullen. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. But I guess it just depends on the collector and your style. I think the vintage pieces are great. Like I like looking at like those Gaigans. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. And I know there's a lot, the Hawaiian colors.
Oh, the Hawaiian sprays. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some of them. I mean, I do watch them. I see them sell for crazy amounts of money, and I think it's just if you grew up in that time period and that's when you were younger, I think there's more of a stronger kind of pull maybe towards that. I'm not sure. But
I think the trend is not for the healthy trend is not to be a completist, so to speak. Just get what speaks to you, and you don't have to get every single one.
Right.
Like some people feel like I have to get every vintage piece. You couldn't pay me enough money to put that pockmarked Minya in the collection. It's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. Like I wouldn't put that in the doghouse, But some people, it's a vintage piece. It's significant, and they want it in there. But if you don't like the way it looks, it doesn't do any good to get it. You know what I mean? So, go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be nice just to have one for the historical significance of it. Because I do appreciate it. I mean, I do appreciate, the evolution of Safubi and how it started. I mean, it wouldn't be where we are now if we didn't have those pieces. So,
this is true.
All right, I'm done. All right, Kyle.
Okay, so short answer for Chuck is I think that the vintage pieces don't speak to people as much as the newer, brighter colored pieces, especially looking at like some of the newer sculpts. Like I'm going to take Marmot, for example. We talked about the Vinyl Paradise line. The Vinyl Paradise line is very similar to the classic vintage Sofubi type sculpting and production as well. But they also expanded that, right? So there's like clear translucent pieces and it's sort of like a next step up from that vintage style. Now, my collection, I have in terms of talking about stuff made before, let's say 1970 or before 1977, I have one piece. I have a vintage diecast Gigan piece, and he's beat the hell up. Like he definitely was owned by somebody who did not take good care of him, and he was not expensive. I paid $40 for that in 2016. Today, I'm really not interested in collecting the old Marusan or Bullmark stuff because all of that stuff is so expensive. And if I was going to do it, which I'm not going to, and I can't even imagine myself in the kind of job that would pay me the type of money where I would just be like, yeah, let me do that. Because when you find something on, I've seen people post about this in our group. When you find a vintage piece, an original Marusan or Bullmark piece, those auctions get bid on pretty high. And I actually think, you probably can find like a vintage piece here or there that doesn't get bid on pretty, so much so that it's an astronomical price tag. But I don't know enough about the vintage stuff to know, and this is another problem with trying to collect, in my opinion, trying to collect vintage stuff. When something was produced specifically, if it is actually an original 1966 Marusan Gomez or Kanegan or, Garamond figure, or if it maybe came out in 1975 or maybe came out in 1989 and it just was played with so much. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know about in those respects. And that's just, it's sort of become a barrier for me to start collecting that stuff. Now, the other aspect of that is like I could really only see myself doing that if I said, I want to have the original, 5 or 6 Ultra Kaiju that were created by Marusan. Someday I want to have the lineup. And that would be like, I would have to stop collecting everything else and really only focus on that. And I would have to be willing to take that financial hit to say, I am not going to buy any more of this other stuff that's like affordable at like $100 to $200 to $300, affordable in quotation marks, and be willing to say, I'm holding that money and I'm only going to buy this. Now, if I'm going to actually blow up Christine's collection real quick, because what I'm going to say is if you look at the figures that are behind her, what Christine doesn't have, this is not a knock at all, but what Christine does not have is she does not have vintage sculpts. None of the pieces that are on display behind her are these figures that have been reissued 500 times, right? And I would say if you can even see in mine,
Wait, I think
I maybe have a few. Do you have some? I mean,
I have a. But this is
Oh,
a
yeah,
real-
okay, so yeah, you do. So that's one. But what you're holding there, there's no question in my mind. When did that come out? That's a modern release. That's a clear
Last 5
piece.
years, right? Probably.
It's
No,
got
this
like
is
tinsel in it.
This is the
But it's-
Marusan.
Still, it's a modern piece.
Yeah,
is what
it's-
I'm saying.
It's in the early 2000s.
And the reason I can tell that is because of the paint, because of the application, right?
Yes.
Like if I 1, 2, 3, these 3 guys, right? This Ghidra, what year did this come out? If you don't look at the foot, you don't really know, right? And even if you do look at the foot, you might not even know. But it's got this white sticker on it. That means it's a newer release, right? So this is the original King Ghidra sculpt, but I just was like, oh, that's cool. Wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, newer.
I like that, right? Same thing, right? So I like the old original sculpts, but you know what I also like? Not spending $1 jillion to get them. So unless I did say to myself, you know what? I'd like to have the original lineup from Marusan when they first released those figures in 1966 to coincide with Ultra Q and Ultraman, like whatever that first lineup is. That's the only way I would do it.
That's the way you go about it.
That's the only way I would do it personally, my own kind of thing, Now, just to finish off this discussion, do you guys know what I did? Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? I went to Tokyo to see Yuji Nishimura's
I saw the pictures.
Bullmark collection. Holy bleeping bleep bleep bleep. It was incredible.
The pictures were awesome.
First up, you guys know Yuji Nishimura, the creator, founder of M1. He's essentially the collector, the epitome of the collector. Not only does he collect movie props, but he has just an unbelievably huge collection of vintage Bullmark. And it was all Bullmark. Like, not Bullmark and blah. It was all Bullmark. And I think what I'll probably do is I'll post my pictures in the Facebook group.
Please do.
So I don't sit here and try and show off on this 3.5 hour broadcast that we've got going on.
Oh, is that how long?
But,
oh my gosh.
What I will say is that there is something very beautiful and impressive with this kind of collection. But for me, it just means like it belongs in a museum. It is out of reach for me, and I don't need to get into that. Like I actually do really appreciate all the artistry that goes into modern day Sofubi, and I can on some level appreciate vintage stuff, but it's not what I want to spend my money on. And I would have to make a concerted effort to say I'm doing this, and that would be a vibe I'm going with. I think that probably needs to be the end of the segment.
Wait, did Les?
Questions.
Leslie, do you want to go?
Yeah. He said he was going to sit this out.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah.
He's welcome to chime in, of course.
Oh, I'm good.
You good?
No vintage Sofubi for you, Leslie?
No, I'm good. I'll live through Sandra's Frog Tree. How about that?
Yeah. Okay, so Jonathan Portman, our producer, the answer is yes to that. What I'm going to say is we're going to go ahead and close out the show. We're not doing consider the Q&A to be our collector's moment, because the collectors have asked us the questions. I had a wonderful time chatting with this, chatting about these with you guys. It was really great. We really appreciate all the questions that came our way. And hopefully all 37 of you guys who have stuck around with us for this episode have also enjoyed it. Yes, I do have a Bullmark rug. It's true. And I do have some Bullmark stuff, but it's just not vintage. So, I guess what I'd say is we're going to go ahead and close out this episode. Try and not make it longer than 3.5 hours. Thank you for being here. Thanks to my co-hosts for being here. Our next episode will actually be broadcast on Valentine's Day, February 14th. That's our next full episode. It will be, I'm sure it's going to be about Wonder Festival, because that's coming up soon on February 8th here in Japan. And
with one of you guys, right? will be
Oh
our.
yes. We'll definitely have to have one of you guys on. We'll post in the group the submission form for saying the official sort of like, yes, I'd like to join you guys for an episode kind of thing, and we'll get that all worked up for the rest of the year at least. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being Collect All Monster collectors. And thanks to everybody who sent in the questions. You guys have been fantastic. So, Jonathan, if you're ready, give me the thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and go into.
Survey too. We'll say it one more
Oh
time.
yeah, that's right. Thank you. Oh, I can't do that, Jonathan. Can you post the overlay of the survey link?
Group survey,
it'll be
Please, we
above.
want to hear your
gifts.
feedback.
Oh no, the very bottom. Oh no, I can do that. Here it is. This is our viewer survey. Please fill this out. If you're watching right now, there's 35 of you here. We only had 27 people submit the survey.
Please
go to this. Let us know what you think. If you don't like the show, we want to know. If you don't like a segment of the show, we want to know. If you don't like what we say about X, Y, or Z, we want to know. If you love the show, we want to know too. But like, this is a chance for you to voice your opinion to help shape Collect All Monsters going into the future. So,
Okay.
I'm glad I could access this. I can't access the end credits, so I'll just go to the banner and say, until next time, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated, the monsters are in revolt, and civilization is in chaos. We must unite and collect all monsters. All right, we'll see you guys.